Morning, chat. Morning. Oh, who's bust there? Camera to the right there. There we go. That's better, isn't it? How are we going, team? What's going on? All right, team. Good day yesterday. Wouldn't clear out those highs, would it? We had one more go at it in Discord together in the afternoon. He got very close, but I was trying to hold my position and got stopped out again. I was up plenty of points, but just took the stop as I walked away for the afternoon. All right, so into the daily, we're finally getting a breakout, right? So you can see we've been in this cold range down here for a long time. And here, all right, so in here, we've been very tight on the daily. We're finally breaking out, running these stops to the upside, which is what we were talking about yesterday, which became very, very probable. We've actually almost completed a mean reversion without moving, which is ridiculous. That's how long we've been going sideways. That 2 standard deviation here, 2 standard deviation here, the midpoint's right here on the 20-day. And by going absolutely nowhere, the 20 days caught up. So this is actually what the market often needs for a bit of a cool down. We can have a look at some of these areas. What we're going to look for this morning are 2 very, very simple setups. We are either going to go breakout, continuation, squeeze up, or we're going to go failed breakout and a failure back into the range. We might very well get both today. I will remind you it's NVIDIA earnings tonight. People will be looking for that to help price things in. Maybe we price it in early before we get to NVIDIA earnings and they sell the news. Maybe it's a complete blowout and tech starts to find a bid. I don't know. Right, let's just zoom in on this for a moment so you guys can see it. Make sure I bring this up. There we go. All right, hourly. So current week, developing profile, right bang. I know we're at Wednesday, so hump day. But if we have previous week, current week, all right, we have migrated so far point of control upside, but we're pretty much inside the same value. So it's pretty simple this morning. We have been drifting up off that overnight news, off the record-breaking press conference from Trump, who, I want what drugs he's on, mate. How can you talk for an hour and 50 minutes? It's quite impressive. And really, he didn't talk about much. There's a lot of waffle there. Favorite part was digging Pelosi out. Fucking about time someone said it directly to her face. What an asshole. Right. And then she goes on CNN, denies it all. Well, I've done nothing wrong. Yes, that's why you're the most successful trader in history, you absolute numpty. And you're not even a trader. Right. Anyway, enough of a rant. So let's see now. Market very simple. We might just go squeeze out the gate. It wouldn't surprise me to see us go squeeze out the gate. Prime position for the buy was yesterday, wasn't it? It was down here, like we were trying to buy yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, these pullbacks here. Right, so swing traders having a lot of fun right now. Right, swing traders are in position. Worst position to buy right now is this high. It just is, because we're buying above value on a breakout. But we will see what momentum comes in. If they pull back and hold sort of this kind of range here, then we can look for this rotation higher. Okay, it's possible out the gate they just go straight squeeze up. It's going to be very hard to trade long if they do that, but it's possible. If we're going to get that continuation, you can see this old volume node up here and this old point of control that I've talked about, which we have not yet tested. All right, it's maybe today, maybe tomorrow, if they're going to really go for it, we come and test that range. Bears will need to defend this. If bears fail to defend this, they're in big trouble. All right, big trouble. That'd be a big shift because from a high time frame perspective, all right, we will then have one of these, right, if bears don't defend that. So it's a huge level for us to sort of traverse up into. If we do the fail breakout, it would be some form of early morning squeeze, which is then sold into protecting some of this range maybe, all right, and then sold back down, and under here, rotation back inside again. All right, very possible. Fail breakouts are very common when we're leaving ranges, but we have been here for a while, so we'll see. If we want to use the gamma, some of you looking for the GEX levels, right, you can see purple line is the 20-day. We are above the current call wall of 115. This might change 15 minutes into the open. So the question really is, do dips hold into this blue box? If they do, they're looking for this rotation up towards 300. I'm looking for 350s, right? That's what I'd be looking for today if we set the boosters on. what I would say is if you do get this squeeze, you want to move your stop up with it today, all right? Because you don't want to get it slammed back on your face for a fail breakout. If we pop and we fail, all right, and we come back under here, or we do something like this, we can trade down to here and wait and see if we see more weakness into previous day value area high, previous week value area high. If we start losing, all right, if we start losing previous day and previous week value, then we're going to test fair value and the other side of the range, aren't we? All right. I'll remind you, the low of week auction so far has been not very good. So I'm not saying we come back for it. Maybe they don't repair it, but I don't think it's been very good. And I have that in the back of my mind if they're going to do some nasty, nasty bull trap. You know, I'm not positioning for that right now. I've just got it in the back of my mind. All right, lower time frame. We'll go over the other indexes. They all look pretty much the same right now. We will talk about some of the swings as well, which are starting to go. So same thing here. ES starting to try and break out. You can see clear level above for it to trade into. I can give you some levels on ES for Gamma. Give it a second to load. There you go. So coming right into resistance, into a cool wall. All right, you're positive Gamma over 85, but maybe they want to, if they do the old pop and drop, right, maybe you come back and clean out all this overnight action. It's very possible on both indexes. This has been squeezed up in Globex. They held the Trump level, right? So this was the squeeze up in Trump. He said something here they didn't like. They rebid it. That happened very, very quick. And we're so far holding gains. So you'd be watching sort of 18s and 20s. And if you let go of that, you're probably in trouble. All right, spiders. Same story here, breaking out. Same kind of walls. You can see 92s and 93s. 93 is the big, big level it's trying to get to. Positive above 83, same kind of story here. You'd need to see it hold pre-market highs, or at least hold a bid at 88s, 89s on SPY. All right, if you're really bullish today, it's got to really hold that move there. If you go straight squeeze up and you don't get it, be prepared for this to be the failure point back in. And if they lose that, then we can clear out all these guys down here again. Qs is going to be exactly the same. We're in pretty much good alignment here. And there you go. Qs cleaning out the highs. Right, are they willing to hold this for this move here is the big question. If we fail under here, rotation all the way back down to 07s. All right, VIX is starting to collapse. All right, back into its range. Zoom out of this a bit. Still in this channel, but you can see it didn't hold its gains this time. So I was wondering, are we going to base up here now and go for that slingshot of 25? And then 35 was and still is a level on the monthlies, right? So under 19s, possible drift down to 18s. Do they bid the VIX back off 18s or just keep letting it slide today? All right, but the further down we go, the more squeezy McSqueezerson we can go on the rest of the market. So it's worth watching that. MAG, starting with Apple, all right, starting to look a little bit better. As I've talked about, this doesn't have the same kind of exposure. So there's the big breakdown and wash. Higher low, we've repriced that. We're into this key level. You see how we're failing up here where we failed from. All right, so buyers will want to buy dips now into 66s, somewhere around there, and they want to reclaim and hold 72 to 75 as long as possible. The longer you hold this, the more chance you've got of that slingshot higher and cleaning out these stops. And then, we break out of that, you're looking very, very good. So on Apple today, I wouldn't be a new money long up at these highs, but maybe if you hold dips into sort of 67, 67.50, there might be a good buying opportunity there on Apple. Amazon, nice recovery here. Top side of the range again. All right, it's very washy. Same kind of story. You can see we've built out liquidity here, here, and here. All right, failed to break lower, building liquidity out. Again, really you'd want dips into 05s. If you haven't had that, you've probably missed your opportunity. All right, and we're going to start potentially breaking out. You can see I've got this level drawn in. I am still long Amazon swing side. Wait and see if we can break out this range. If we fail break out this range, if we come back in, we're probably going to go lower at that point, which means the whole market's probably going to do the same thing. Goog. No gap up here in Goog, but nice push up on Friday last week. Pulled back in yesterday or Monday, holding this pivot here into the midpoint of this range. So less interest in that, but you could potentially play dips versus 305s on Goog if it wants to get going. Remember, most of the market tech's been pretty weak. We have to be very, very careful. We're going to do that fail breakout move. All right, Meta, that's the most ugly one I've looked at so far. No gap, fail breakout upside, cleaned the stops, failed to recover it. Came right back down to the bottom side, bouncing off the mid. That is a no-touch area for me. No, thank you very much. Microsoft, much better. Much better. Trying to find a bid. It's trying to come and test 95s. Okay, so we think wash, 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 dip buys, dip buys, dip buys, dip buys, dip buys. Big sell. Breakdown, recover, back test of this. Right, once we back test this, I'd assume we'll come back down into here unless we force this squeeze up and clean out these stops if the market gets going. So Microsoft looks more interesting for that move into 95. This is the big one, right? Nvidia earnings tonight. We can just zoom out, go to an hourly. You can see here we're starting to get through the 95s. That is a big wall at 95s. We get through 95s, right? We're going to come for 200s. I don't know if they do that now or they save. Maybe they save all of this for earnings. Maybe on earnings you get some nasty move. You know, maybe you get some bullshit like this. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Or maybe the other way. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Right? I'm not an earnings guy. I do not play earnings. But what I would say is they will be waiting on the call. It won't just be the earnings unless the earnings are blowout. It will be the guidance, all right, on these big chip names, what's going on in China. That's what it's going to be down to. But right into the top side. So if we lift through 95, 200's on deck today. Tesla, this thing's been getting absolutely battered. Can it start to recover is the question right now. All right, back into this bottom side yesterday. You can see into here yesterday where we found a bid. Came right back down. Just trying to bid back up into the midpoint. It's just ugly. That for me is a leave alone. That is a leave alone. All right, some of the swing names starting to get going. Where is my U is the one I'm interested in. Right, we are starting to get going here, guys. So those who took the longs with me on UUU versus 20s. Right, we held, we washed under and then reclaimed. We look good here now. If we can get going here, we've got an upside move, which is what we're positioned for on this pullback. Came a bit deeper than I would have liked, and we're going to look for a move into 30s if we can, 32s. So we're positioned well. There's, you know, $10 plus up for grabs in this if this can start breaking out on that swing. So fingers crossed. We'll see how we go. We just got to manage our positions. I did trim a lot of USAR because we washed under 20s annoyingly, but I will think about adding back in on a pullback if it holds. If we want to go as a sector here, I'm interested in it, swing long. But, you know, they've been diving deep, let's say. They've been diving deep. Okay. It's a bit bigger for you guys. Oh, we're messy. It'd be really nice if we can just move out of all of this and the charts will get much, much cleaner. Much, much cleaner. All right, 2 minutes or so to the open, folks. Any news today? No, not really. Very, very light Fed talk today. So barking starts barking at 9:35. Jeffrey Schmidt, 11 o'clock, and Musalem at 1:20. All the eyes are going to be on tech and digesting what Trump said last night. That's what it's all going to be. That's what it's all going to be. All right, let's make sure I've got everything ready here, please, Alex. Can you get organized for yourself, please, mate? There we go. All right, so potentially two things we're looking for at the open. Dip that holds, a squeeze for a run-up, or a push and a fail. And if the push fails, if we push and fail anywhere up here, or we come push, fail, and then trap and we're going to come lower today, there'll be opportunities both sides. At the moment, I'm thinking they're probably going to squeeze out the gate. There's probably some exuberance, and I would say coming into lunch, we'd probably see some profit taking and failures. It really would not surprise me in the slightest, folks. Where to check news other than Forex Factory? As in the statements, or what do you mean? Financial Juice is what I use, but you can use Market Watch Calendar. That won't update, but it will give you the results. Financial Juice is probably the best site to use. All right, folks, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Are they going to absolutely rip faces out the open is the question. The answer is yes. Right into a sell up here at 190. I think they're just going to keep ripping this thing for a little bit. Squeeze, 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 and then how long can it go? All right, big buyers coming in here. They're looking for 200 break now. There's the 200 tap. That's what I said. Probably get a squeeze out the open. Here we go. And can we get 280s? And then can we get 350s on an opening morning drive? And then does it slow down? The higher up it goes, the better in many, many ways. Where's NVIDIA trading right now? Still not through the 95s. So I'm getting a bit caught here. The higher the better right now. If you took this long, you want to be paying yourself some and then see if it can base over 200 and keep going. Here we go. And you can look for these 280s. We're at that through that 20-day already. We're into these single prints. Yeah, 280 is a big level, and then through there, really for me, 350s, not 320s. For me, it's 280, 320s. Here we go. Rippy, 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 rippy. Really nice. SPY's still got a little bit of room left as well. Really nice. If you're trading the Qs, you're watching for the 14s. Okay, you're at the 20-day right now. So we've completed that mean reversion. Why did I think it would squeeze out the gate? Well, because if you were a short seller coming to the market this morning, you're probably getting out your position pretty fucking quick, aren't you? Because we're above that pivot. And if you're a buyer and you're not in, you're probably thinking, get me long now. All right, so that's why we get that squeeze out of the gate. And let's see. Let's get some volume on it. I'm on a trade. Yeah, I took the long out the gate on the squeeze. Just small size because it's just like the worst trade going. We'll see if we can pull back. We had a big buy coming at 190s. All right, so I want to see, does the pullback sort of hold 190s for a reload? Down here is where the buy came in, 190s. 198 lot came flying in. They're still looking for higher right now. So watching this 190s, if we come down to 190s-ish and hold, I know it's a big, big level if we can get down there. And if we don't hold that, we might give the whole bloody thing back. Where's NVIDIA? Is it broken out yet? Still not breaking out, NVIDIA. They still want more. Didn't get my 190s check to add. They still want more. They still want more. They're trying to get all the way up into here. SPY's trying to get to 92. QQQ's trying to get to 14s. We're trying to get to 280s. I want a 190s check. We're holding New York VWAP here so far. Very bullish holding VWAP. If we lose VWAP, we're going to go for a little bit of a dive because this is very thin and squeezy out the gate. I won't be playing the short. Not for me. Can I please explain the range indicator? I don't have a range indicator. I don't know what you're talking about. These are gamma levels, folks. I can take these off the chart because you're going to get too focused on them. They're options levels. Okay, here we go. Still just got my runner at the moment. Nice squeeze. Almost into the 80s, 40 points left. Big, big seller up here into 50s, so psychological level. Some buyers got trapped up there. I'm going to move my stop up to 30s now. Let's see. We're going to have to hold this shelf at 30s. Otherwise, we're probably going to go to the bottom side of the shelf to 190s. It's tapped me out. This is fine. Nice trade off the open. Very nice trade off the open. Hopefully some of you guys got that. We can just wait now and see how we build out in this node. I would love it to reprice some of this to 190 where the buyer came in. Either here or down here would be great, and see if they trap sellers in here and they reclaim. And if we give this whole thing back, right, we're either going to buy here or we're going to look for a failed breakout. All right, if they trap all the buyers here, I'm willing to play that back down if we lose the whole bid. I don't think that's what's going to happen today. I think we've still got further to go upside, but we will see. Where was my entry? As soon as I saw that buyer, seller come in at 84s. As soon as I saw the seller come in at 84s, right here. All right, I joined against him because I was like, you're an idiot trying to short that heavy, and that's what happens. So I got from sort of 84s to 45s, not bad. Just playing the momentum on the tape. I would have preferred it to come back and check the New York Open, so I was very small size. Okay, maybe they come back for these 190 checks now. 190s and 200s. More buyers coming in here. I would like these guys to get caught and just allow a wash back down. Nvidia still cannot get through that wall. Assuming this is updating, then there's not a problem here. No, it's not. So it got slammed at 95. That call wall absolutely slammed on the face of Nvidia. All right, so that's obviously going to hold up. Well, for now, it's going to hold up into earnings. They're saying, no, you're not getting through there early. A big call wall at Nvidia 195 like we talked about. Come on, come back down. Offer me a reload, or even if you want to trap all the buyers, I'm happy to play short side. I'm definitely not going to be buying up here. You're still bidding. For someone who wants to go forward from using Footprint to see big orders, would you recommend Bookmap or Big Orders Indicator, for example, on Tradeify? Either of them, they're the same thing, but Bookmap's really good for seeing historical stuff and people jostling around there. I've re-squeezed it up again. 100 lot just got trapped there at the high at 47s, so into that 50s. They're still bidding here. Look at that 173 lot trying to support the bid at 40s. We've taken him out now to the downside. They're going to wash between these two now. So we've got players stuck, 140s to 137s. So a 200 lot seller just came in at 237s, got absorbed. A 100 lot buyer came in at 47s, got absorbed. And we're just bouncing in a 10-point range here while they make their mind up what they want to do. I'm currently not in because it washed me out on that 130s. This is where tape reading comes in very, very helpful. And I'm not talking about this bullshit ICT tape reading when you're watching a candle. That is not the tape. Tape reading, if you're going to be a momentum trader, can come in very useful to understand people's pain. All right, and really the market moves on pain. What am I trading? I'm trading NQ. It's back to these 30s, still holding above this shelf. We lose this shelf, I think there's a dive down to those 190s, and then I want to see if they trap there and reabsorb it. So what I'm wondering at the moment is, do they use this as a trap? All right, do they wash under here, come down and reabsorb? Or do we trap all these buyers and just say good night and come right back down here? I don't know yet, folks. I'm waiting for it to develop a bit. But what I do know is a big buyer, 200 lot, came in at 190. And I want to see him tested really before I make another decision. I want to see, is he going to come back in and absorb there? Or is he like, fuck this, I'm out? Because we had someone pair off 162 lot sold at 39s, which is most his position. So it just makes me wonder, okay, did he sell that pop up there? Am I trading with Ninja Trader? I am. Still absorbing this box here. We are still absorbing here. So this is a big level over under right now, right here. The grey box indicator. How do you do the grey box? You draw them on. Am I in a sell? No, there's no reason to be in a sell right now. We're above pivot. We're above pivot. We're in a market's in breakout. We've got targets above. The only time you could think about selling this is if we trap buyers up here, we come under here, we lose this, and we rotate. But like I said, you'd have to watch the 190 in here because it's where the big buyer came in before. You wouldn't see him unless you can see order flow. At the moment, we're still holding this pivot. They're trying to get up to 280. We have that old naked point of control all the way up here at 350, right? That's where I think they want to get up to, 350s. I don't know if they can do it in one session, but that's what we talked about it yesterday, right? It's the same move we talked about yesterday. Remember, yesterday I said if they run the stops, right, this level here, we came and tagged into same level that we had on, was it Friday and Wednesday before? So here's Friday and Wednesday, same level, right? So we've got all those stops there, 3 lots of short stops now getting blown out. which causes an upside squeeze, all right, which is why we're in a squeeze up. You do not want to be picking a top here. We're in a market in breakout. If we're going to fail and it's not going to be at a gamma level, it's probably going to be up here somewhere. But you're going to need, even if you're going to look for the short, you're going to need something like this develop higher, because you're going to need volume stuck above you if you're going to play counter trend short, aren't you? Otherwise, you're picking, oh, add. Oh, I'm crying to mummy. Why have I just blown up all my account because I think it's gone up too high? Well, it's because you're not looking at the higher time frame. There's no short here right now. You would have not heard me talk about a short here unless we do a failed breakout. We are in a breakout. We are not in a failed breakout. We're clearly breaking out right now. Yeah, it's definitely a squeeze. It is definitely a squeeze. It just depends how high it goes. But, you know, even if it's a squeeze, do you want to be the guy guessing tops? Like, if you just guessed a top here, you're already 40 points down because you're not patient enough to let liquidity build and be trapped. And it is a game of building and trapping in liquidity. Every game of the market, that is the game. Okay, so we're getting close to that next level, 280. Remember, SPYs wants 692. QQQ wants 614, 615. 614 is the biggest level. All right. Big level. So we might get failures up and around here soon, but, you know, we're going to need to see volume trapped, like I always talk about. You will need to see volume trapped. What do I use for seeing order flow? Well, footprint and bookmap, which you can see above me right now. Why is AMD down? I don't know, because it had a monstrous day yesterday and it's just digesting a little bit. I mean, I think it was like 10% up yesterday. It's down under 1%. It's digesting. It's going to wait for NVIDIA earnings. People will be taking some profits early. We're still holding these 50s here. There's a current shelf here at 50s. You can see it right there. Can they get one more squeeze up, clean out all these levels? Mag all green other than Apple. 50 is the big level here. We had a big seller come in at 38, who's currently out of position, right? So we can watch him at 38. Do they hold above 38? So all the time they hold above 38, that big seller is out of the money. Not had a second trade yet, just that opening gate trade. They want 275s, 280 here. Here they come. Here's the 275, 280s. Here's 614 on the QQQ. So we're likely to see the market hesitate around here. If they squeeze through this, then it will go straight to the next level. But we're likely to see some hedging and hesitation around these levels. We'll see how much further it can go. Still, NVIDIA can't break that 95. Still a big level. So they've just added liquidity higher now, 85s. SPY pulling back under VWAP and, well, to VWAP and held. Just above VWAP, to be honest. Seeing some buying activity up here at the highs. They might get caught here soon. Fill this imbalance downside, we will see. So far, buyers getting caught. This is the hesitation into that level we just talked about, into that gamma level. Still absorbing on each pullback. Still no short trigger, technically. You could watch 275. There isn't enough build out here for me. Oh, I'd like to see this higher. The higher, the better. Even if you're thinking about the short, the higher, the better at this point. When to think about the short, I mean, the best level is going to be up here. Honestly, it's where we're very thick and where we've got, you know, the supply up there is from Monday the 9th all the way to Thursday the 12th, all right, with a naked level. Market is attracted to this naked level. Buy got caught there again at 78s, all right, on that last shove. Buy got caught there again at 78s. So you're starting to see a little bit of resistance develop here. Opening range now set. Here's the squeeze through 78. So buy now comfortable. They're trying to squeeze up to 85s here. QQQ is into that 614. SPY's still got to get to 92s. It's got room here on the spiders. So we might go 615 on QQQ if it can find a bid here. Still no short setup. Still squeezing high, squeezing high. Here comes the 300s. 350s is on deck. I'm telling you. Fuck me. I wish it gave me a reload. This is straight squeeze up. 350s is on deck up here. Another big buyer coming in here at 300. He's now caught as well. So reloading here at 300. Through 300, he's caught even more size here. Well, when I say he's caught, he's not caught. He's just marketing in big size here into the psychological level. They've reloaded again here. We might squeeze through and go 320, 350. They've reloaded again here. This is big size of buying up here, right? If they don't get their way soon, they're going to get caught. This is huge buying up here. Well over 500 market orders up here, currently at a price of 300. So if we cannot get over that, they will get themselves caught. They will be looking for 320, 350. They will be looking for this naked POC right now. So if this next attempt at 300 fails, they'll be caught. If they re-squeeze through this, then they're going to be well in the money, and you might get a face ripper. Because for them to market buy this, they've needed a seller the other side. Here's the face ripper then. Can they squeeze up and over? So we're watching 300 now as an over-under because there was so much size in there. You can see it above me on Bookmap if you're wondering what I'm looking at. So 320s, 350s the next level. Like I said, SPY trying to get to 92s. They're now building more of a position at 693 on SPY. We're coming up to a 50-day here on QQQ. Wow, I wish I held my long, man. Oh, God, just dipped under that shelf for me. That's annoying. It's annoying. All right, naked POC next on deck. So 320 and then this naked level, 350s, 360s. Man, who is it saying they wanted short? We're in breakout, baby. And this thing's straight up squeeze. Everyone's saying they want short. You're the reason we're going higher. Quite literally. That's why we're going higher, right? It's everyone trying to guess the top without letting it come and test the levels. All right, 320 hit now. SPY almost at 92. I think it wants 93, so it's very, very aggressive here, the spiders. Super aggro. Correct, yeah, an untested POC. Yeah, absolutely. It's exactly what naked is. Some people call it virgin. I would call it naked. So almost at that 92 on SPY. We're at 615 on QQQ, 50 days above. So we might get stuck up here soon. But like I said, I think it wants to come and test this. But this is the top of the dealer's range right now. You can see we can't get a close over 320. It doesn't mean it can't come and test this. But this is a big, big level. I will remind you how big 300 is, all right? 53,300. We had, what, 600 longs there. Once you come under that, there is probably a bit more of a wash. All right, this spike here, we can watch this spike here. This is all aggressive bulls in this spike. This is a big, big level that they will not want to lose right now. They really will not want to lose that level. Come on, Bookmap, where have you gone? There we go. Is it going to go up or down? Well, we're going up right now. We're not losing a level, are we? Another 100 lot just coming here at 315. I just wouldn't be a buyer here, right? Like, we bought down here. It's a straight squeeze up. We can repair this whole thing when they're done with it, right? But they're trying to get up into here and clear this out. That's what they're trying to do. SPY slowing down a bit into the 92s currently. They want that naked level. They want that naked level. And I tell you what, if we get through that naked level, we can go 450. There's probably a pullback coming soon because we're very thin on the move up with lots of aggressive buying at the highs. So 315, if we lose 315, we're going to go 300. If we lose that, we can probably start seeing a wash back down. Where is, I keep checking videos. It's just not moving, man. That thing is just not moving. It ain't moving, man. All right, here's the check of 15s where that buyer came in. We lose this, we're going to go 300, and then I'll get interested if we start losing 300. right into that 15 where that buyer came in. All right, so I can show you here. Buyer came in here, big lot, 130 lot here, but you can see here, this is just one order, 350. It was actually about 500 or 600 lots down here where point control is. So this 300 is the big level. Once we get there, we can think about what next, if and what next. Still they squeeze. SPY, I think, wants 93s at the moment. How much juice has it got? What a ripper. Where is my swing? UU holding up well. USL, what piece of shit. Can't catch a bid. Just waiting now for a short opportunity at this point. Certainly not going to be long up here. It can go without me. It's certainly not going to be long up here. So almost there, 350. So if you're still long, you want to be selling a chunk into this red block. All right, this is off the hourly level or the weekly level from the week of Monday the 9th. If you get through this red block, you can look for a drive to 450s. If you get through this red block, you can look for 450s. But this is the naked level that I thought we'd come to. It's what we've talked about in Discord. It was in the weekly newsletter for you. It is even in the weekly newsletter. Where's the naked point of control from? I told you, from Monday, the week of Monday the 9th. From that week. $92 is now hit on SPY. I actually tagged it. There's some failing up there, still being absorbed right now. They haven't quite got the 350s. They are offering up there at 350s and above, which is where I think we want to get to. What did we hit? 48s? We got very close. I have it at 58s. But it's there or thereabouts, basically, folks. You're in the region. You're in the red box, which is your take profit area, right? It's your take profit. And it's potentially the short area if they set something up. But for me right now, we're going to have to get under 325s, 315s, and definitely under 300. So there's probably a wash back here to 25s and 15s. And then under 300s, we might get the floodgates open if they can't defend it. They're starting to walk this down. So here's the 25 test. Under here, we should go 15s if they can't absorb. And then we're going to test 300s. And then I'm going to be thinking about if this auction is finished at the high of day. Still absorbing sort of 25 so far. Under this, 315s, 300s. I was trying to walk this down at the moment. So it's 90. Look at SPY. What did I tell you? 92s. What did it hit high of day of? 92 so far. Back to 33s. So still supporting 25s. Someone trying to sell this. They're not doing a very good job. Someone's just got out of the way as well. They're trying to let this lift now. Someone got scared there. He went to sell 32s and 40s and then he left. He was like, fuck this. Back down they come. All right, so do they hold this pivot now that they've just put in at 25s, or is it game over? I'm not convinced it's game over yet, but we'll see. We are developing a nice little shelf here, so we can put another one of these in. I'm going to take these gamma levels off because we've traded through them now. We don't need these on. And they will probably change in, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. What am I looking for? I'll probably look for a short now, to be honest. All right, we were long for this move. Stopped out. I was only small size. I really wanted it to just reload down here. You would have heard me talk about it. Where was it? Somewhere down here. I was looking for a reload into, where was that big lot? I've got to find him again. I wanted a reload into 190s. Never offered it. Just kept pushing and pushing. So we're now trading near 350. So obviously I'm not going to be buying up here when we've gone straight up. All right. If I'm going to look for anything, it's going to be a short back down. All the way down here would be really nice. Don't know if we get that far. All right. And then I'll be bidding back up again. Nvidia having another go towards that big 95. Tell you what, if Nvidia breaks 95, this thing will squeeze another leg up. Feels like this thing has another 200, 300 points in it. I don't know if it has 200 or 300 in. Not in one session. You'd be coming into like monthly levels then. You'd be looking for like 700s, and not in one session. I think this area here is key. Maybe if they base above here, we go 450s. But this is a straight squeeze without, there's been no pullback, no meaningful pullback. You don't want to get long up here. Get out that habit. Look at everything. We are very, very bullish. But think about where we were long this morning, all the way down here, right? Think about this. Right? All the way down here. We don't want to get long at the top, do we? We really don't. Here comes the check of 25s again, and if they lose that, we're going to go 15s and then 300. I'm interested in how we operate around 300. Here's the 25 check, here's the 15 check, and I want to see if we check 300 now. And this is all where the buyers showed up earlier. This is why I'm watching these levels. So far, they're bidding around 15s. If we swipe this, we'll probably go between 25 and 15s, and if we lose 25 and 15s, we go 300. So they're just jostling around this area. So back to 25s. So sellers came in there at 15s, didn't get their way. They can't get a close under 15s. They got absorbed there again. So we know, at least we know, the levels are working out well so far. 300 to the level I really want to see this check before I make a decision on what we're doing. Here comes 25s to 15s again. Watching this now. I'm getting interested now if they're going to really let this thing go. Are we coming for 300 chests? Right, small piece on here. Peeling some off into 300 check there because we can absorb this. And then we'll just see. If we let go, I'm positioned really well now. If it reabsorbs 25, I'll take off. So 300's holding well. So no confirmed short. I got a piece on early just in case it was going to do something nasty. Probably out of this at 25. It's about to tag me, tag me, tag me, tag me, tag me. There we go, out here. And I'll wait for a reload now. Maybe I should just bought 300. Just flip the whole thing and bought it. We'll see. Just a tiny scalp there, and that's it. And they're going to bid this back up now. So we went 25s, 15s, 300, reabsorb, straight back up. I mean, that wick was so quick down to 300. Why was that the big level? It's this guy, right? This huge buyer who was here earlier. So we just defended that huge buyer, or he just reabsorbed again, and he's looking for the naked push. Here we go. So here's the push for naked levels, and SPY just absorbed off VWAP as well. We are likely to see failures up here at some point now. Buyers just came in again here at 50, 100 lot. We're likely to see failures up and around here soon. Unless they're going to rebid over this. If they rebid over red box, then there's another 100 points up to 450s. Where can we look after that? If we bid over 450s, if they're really going to send it today, up into 640. I think it's unlikely to do it. Not in like one session. It's not unlikely to do it totally, but into one session. So that looks like a failed break so far. Buyers getting caught there at 350s like we talked about. We are still holding 325s. Remember, same levels, folks. 325, 315, 300. Those are the levels that buyers are absorbing at. But I will tell you there was a 100+ lot who got a little bit caught there into 350. They've added liquidity above him into 357. Let me just zoom out and go up into 450 and see if anyone's up there. 380, 400. Is anyone up at 450? There's a small lot up there. Yeah, not much yet. It looks like they're trying to bid for 400s right now. They've just stacked some offers up there. Where can I find the bids that I'm mentioning? Or on the level 2, my friend. You're not going to see them looking at candlesticks. So any form of level 2. Any form at all of level 2. Doesn't matter what level 2 you use. It's personal preference. But if you want to see limit orders like passive players, you're going to have some form of level 2. Either you're very good at reading the DOM, or you're going to need something like Footprint, something like Bookmap. Footprint will not show you, all right, the passive orders, like the resting liquidity. All it's going to show you is what's been traded, all right? What I'm looking at is where they're also bidding. So Footprint will be very good at showing you who's stuck, where people got aggressive, but you will need some form of level 2 to show you where players are bidding above, where they're putting a wall. All right, so just another failed breakout above 50. So that's all buy side now, above 50s right now. Everything above 50s is currently buy side. You can see they got absorbed up there into 50s and 60s. We're coming back down to test probably maybe towards this 25 again. So we are getting close, it feels like, to this market petering out, unless Nvidia gets that break of 95, which it still hasn't done. If I'm telling you, if Nvidia gets a 95 break, this thing can swipe higher. But we just cleared out that naked point of control. So if you read the weekly newsletter, this was one of the big levels, right? If you were here with me yesterday, this was one of the big levels. We expected this level to be tested. We expected it to be tested. We've finally done it. I was trying to position for it yesterday. Alex, do you need Footprint to have a standard volume chart? What do you mean a standard volume chart? Volume on the side? No, you don't need Footprint for this. Video at 96s. Well, TradingView's not updating again. Well, that's fantastic, isn't it? I mean, that would have helped. Look at this. This thing not updating again. Thanks, TradingView. You absolute... Who coded that in the update? They are a fucking idiot. Oh my God. Thank you guys for letting me know. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That should be like suable. You know, it's such a big thing for me to know. And I'm watching the screen and it's not moved. That is terrible. And I've just reloaded it and it's still not changed. What a joke. What a joke. Are we going long? No, no way are we going long up here. You mental. We're going to look for the short up here. We're going to look for the short up here, guys. No, 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 no. We were long up to here. We're not looking for a long up here. Not right now. I mean, my trading view's working. It's not that the trading view's not working. It's that this level hit. So these are my watch lists. Look at what it's telling me Nvidia's trading at. Can you see that? I don't know if you guys can even see that, but 94.84, right? The watch list is not updating. I've just refreshed as well. It's not updating. I use that. That is a big, big guide for me. All right, 50-day now tagged QQQ. What a pain. What a pain. Honestly, if you were like a brokerage house, you'd be fucked right now. You'd be offering your clients, oh yeah, you know, imagine you had a big trader who's like, I want to buy 100,000 like Nvidia shares right now. What can you fill me at? And the broker would look at the screen and go, I can fill you at, because they'd slip you a little bit. I can fill you at 94.90. Because my screen's saying 94.84. Okay, the guy would be like, take it, take it, take it. He's made $1 like that. He's made 100 grand like that. That's the type of thing we're talking about here with TradingView. It's that far off. What is it with this tech right now? Why can they not sort it out? Why can Tradeify not sort it out? Why can Project X not sort it out? Why is TradingView not sorting it out? What the fuck are we dealing with here as retail traders? This is not like it's cheap. I pay for like all the top packages. Mercury retrograde, yeah. That's what it is. All right, still watching the same levels. We're starting to see buyers get caught over 50s, okay? We're starting to see buyers get caught over 50s. We're developing a shelf here at 33s. I'm more interested at the 23s. They can, I can tell you now, they can trap, do this and reabsorb. But I think there's probably a short down to here. It's going to be short-lived. And if they let go of this, though, if they let go of 300, there's a move all the way back down to 220s. But they might very well absorb all of this. So I'm still watching this very, very carefully here, folks. Everything over 350 so far has not been able to sustain a bid. And we've come into my red line, my naked point of control. This was my anticipation for today. So watching 25, 15's 300, okay? And I'm going to see if it offers something here. ES now under VWAP, under its New York VWAP. Internet's fuck, mate. It's not the internet, is it? We can see the print. It's not my internet. It's whoever's coded the watch list. It's just the watch list, guys. You think I'm on Wi-Fi or something, on some slow internet? Get out of it. Get out of it. You don't have a problem with your watch list? Well, I do. I mean, I'll refresh it. I've already tried once. Let's try reloading it. Reload. Save and reload. Still wrong. Look at that. Still wrong. Fucking joke, mate. What a joke. Yeah, I'm still on dial-up. ES starting to dive back down, man. So ES is doing the move. Nvidia's holding this market up. I think we're going to get a wash back down to 300s incoming. I'm really interested in what happens at 300s if we lose that. Back down to point of control here, so to the 25s. 25s are going to go 15. Under 15, we're going to go 300, and then we're going to see what happens. Remember, it's all buyers now stuck over 34s, I would say. So this, yeah, basically point control here. So any failures now, we're looking for anything that does like this, and we'll cover some here. And under here, we're going to have VWAP, so we have to be very careful. If they let go of this, we can collapse the whole thing. So big if button maybe. All right, short now. And let's see if we go 300s. So we're going to cover some into 300s here again, like because we keep absorbing down here. And then we'll see if we can get acceptance lower. Same play we had last time. They're absorbing in front of 300s right now. We just want to see it come into 300s and then snap it would be really nice. Here we go, folks. 10s. Can we get 300s? I'd love a 300 check on the nose. We've got lots we can go and clean up underneath. ES really letting go, coming back to its 24-hour VWAP. SPY under VWAP. So broader market collapsing. This is just the Nvidia squeeze. Once this thing's done, we can maybe get a trade back inside. So we'll see here if they reject 25s. I need to see a rejection of 25s here. Don't really want to risk back up to 35s. So I want to see this reject 25s or I'll cut. And then try and get down to 300s. And then if we find acceptance under 300s, I'll be looking to see if I can get really lucky and get down into 230s. Over 25s again, not going to risk this, taking this off. And we'll watch to see if they reject 35s. If they reclaim, they're going to go for a re-squeeze. SPY finding a bid, so might be slightly bit early again. We'll see. I think it's almost ready. It's just not timing it very well with SPY, unfortunately. It's just, that's a 35 rejection. All right, I'm just going to watch this again then for the same move. It might be like the other day where I need a few goes at it to get the big move. If they keep absorbing 300 or they snap 300 and reabsorb it, by the way, that might be a long trigger. I want to make that clear. If they do something like this, boom, 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 that would be a long trigger back up. At the moment, they're protecting the 300s. Hardest thing right now is broader markets letting go. ES is letting go. So we're trying to fade relative strength. So we're up 1.18 on the day. ES is only up 0.5%. And this is all due to NVIDIA, right? This is all NVIDIA. Once NVIDIA's done with it, the thing is if they want to squeeze NVIDIA, they can go for 200 today. It's fucking wild, but there we go. We'll see if NVIDIA can start doing a 5-minute pullback here. Back towards 95s. If it goes and tests that gamma level, it's already tested it once in front of it and absorbed. Okay, watching this again for a short. And I'll watch for the long if we go under 300 and reclaim it and want to squeeze. So again, I'm counter trend short here, but we've taken out the naked point of control. This is what I was looking for. Break down into 300. If we let go 300, could be fun. If we absorb it, we go back up. So watching it carefully for a rejection of 25 or 35. Comes a seller, just stepped in here at 20s. They're still bidding 10s and 300s, so we haven't broken a big level yet. So far, it's only offered me a few scalps. Come on, come back down. They're trying to sell 25s up there. Someone's offering 25s and then pulling, though. Someone's playing some games. Here we go. Here's the 10s and 15s. All right, we're going to go 300s now. You should wash this to 3s. Here we go. So let's see now. If we let go of this, it will be really fun, folks. But they can bid this back up. SPY letting go, which is really good. Here we go. Here's the 300 check. So remember, earlier in the day, we had like 500, 600, 700 lot buyer down there. So they're trying to protect him. Because if he becomes out the money, I'll tell you what, we have quite a few imbalances. So we're trying to protect, or they're trying to protect this buyer here. Right, this guy that came in here. If we lose this, we can wash pretty hard. So they're trying to protect it. I'd like to see it a wash and a reclaim. If we're going to play long, I want to see them dunk it, reclaim it. All right. If we're going to play short, it's got to stay really heavy. At the moment, they're just protecting it. So back to these 25, same level, right? Box to box. Box. We might start calling that the LH trade. Box. SPY and ES into a pivot that needs to hold higher time frame here. Otherwise today will be a failed breakout. Nvidia starting to pull back more drastically here. So still watching these 300s. Still the level, right? Still the level. So back to 25s. We're trading 25s to 300s. Market slowed down here while it digests. If they keep holding this, there's an argument to move higher, but, you know, it's not a bid I would want unless we trap. I would need to see shorts trapped, and I'm not seeing that yet. I'm seeing quite the opposite. More absorption there from sellers versus buyers into 25s again. So they're rejecting 25s. They should try and get follow through to 300 now to test it. Because they've just done pretty hard work absorbing that. Here we go. Buyers trying to absorb 10s. Why are you absorbing 10s? You are scared right now that you're going to get washed out. 300 check on deck here. There is a buyer who keeps gobbling up everything in 10s. There he goes. He's gobbled it again. Oh, it's not pulled back enough for me to buy. And it's not fading and holding enough for me to get size on to sell. Right, and he's trying to gobble again. Once he's out, once this buyer's given up, he's going to be in trouble. Nvidia really pulling back now. Now at 95.5s, there or thereabouts. It wants to check 95s probably. We are just waiting for 300 check here. Here we go. It's almost there, folks. So if you are short, you want to be covering some into this. And then you can hold for a break under 300. If you get the break under 300, you're going to get another 50 to 100 point break. If they stay heavy, that is. If they break and retest, stay heavy. But we know that's where the buyer came in this morning. They're going to come for it. They are really trying to come for it here. Nvidia's starting to really try and get to those 95s. So please cover some into this if you are short. Please, because they keep stacking bids here. There has been a buyer on the tape down here all morning. You need him to get out of the way if you're going to see something really fun. 305s being bid and 300 being bid. So 305s, 395 all being bid. So they're trying to put a wall up here. Once these guys go, though, you could look for New York VWAP and below. So here's the 300. You can see it's a big level. Sellers got a little bit caught there on that last move into 306. It's a big, big level down here. They can absorb this as the buyers. I will be, if we wash and rebid and reclaim, I will actually be interested in back upside. Which is psychopath, but if they trap enough shorts. Still some absorption. Are they going to let this go? Nvidia's starting to find a bit of a bid here as well, folks. Just be careful. Like I said, you must pay yourself here. You're not going to have any fun unless they really break down aggressively under 300. It's that much of a big level. SPY retesting VWAP. Here's 300 check. Absorbed so far. There's the snap. You've got to cover some in this. And now it's just like, do they really let go or not? Because they can trap under this, right? They can absolutely trap under this. So here's the 300 check. They can trap under this. Here's the wash. Right, your next imbalance here is down to 79. So watching 79, which will also be your opening range. And if they let go of that, you can watch value area low, which is basically 50s down here. So be careful if they trap here. You must be paying yourself. Here it comes back inside. We've got a long way to go since we found that bump, right? A long, long way if it wants to reprice. Here's New York VWAP, big level here. So if they tag this and reclaim 300, you probably want to get out. Right? If they wash this and then reclaim 300 with strength, you probably want to get out. That will be sort of the bear trap down here that we talked about. If they sort of do this move and then this, you probably want to be very, very careful. It's back over 300. So this is the battle. They've got to resell this. Otherwise, you probably want to get out, folks, because they can swipe it up another 20 points. Retesting that 300. You need this to be supply. Otherwise, you got to cut it. You do not want to get caught in a squeeze back up. Back over it. They're testing this shelf here. Nvidia still looks like it wants 95s to me. Trying to squeeze it. They're trying to reclaim that shelf above you. Be very, very, very careful now. I would be very careful. If they start absorbing all dips now into 300, this thing can start really moving. So those of you who are desperate for longs, I'm not desperate for a long. We'll wait a minute. I want to see Nvidia hit 95 and then make a decision. It's coming right back down into that pivot. I think it's close to finding a trap here. Obviously, if Nvidia lets go of 95, this thing will collapse. Look at that. I'm now being shown 96.14 on my watch list. I mean, this is a joke, man. Look at that. What a joke. Okay, they're bidding VPOC here. So it's starting to hold bids at 300s. Nvidia getting very close. Another 25 cents, 20 cents away from 95 check. Yeah, it's a bug. It's clearly a bug on TradingView. Almost there for Nvidia. Remember, you have an imbalance down to 75, which is your opening range. This white line is your opening range. If you let go of that, I mean, really, they could really wash it. We're pretty thin in here, folks, on that squeeze up, right? We're pretty thin. So they need to protect sort of here and do this. If they don't, this can happen. I think they're going to want to trap in and around here. Nvidia trying to find a bid in front of that 95s. When am I going to enter trade? If I see enough shorts get trapped down here. It's starting to happen. It's starting to happen. We're just at a very sensitive area. The buyers didn't step until 80s and the shelf's at 60s, so I don't want to be early. I really want to see Nvidia test 195 and find a bid, which it's trying to do. We're just dancing. VPOC for me now has moved here, all right, based on NinjaTrader, right? This is now fair value for the day right here. So this is the chop level. So if they get over this, this is possible. You'd have to take partials into each of these nodes. If they keep losing this, this here is possible. It's possible. We're thin in here. They might trap in here, which is what I'm just waiting to see. Nvidia's starting to find a bid in front of 95s now. So I'm interested in this long, if they can start to reclaim and trap shorts underneath us, which we're not really seeing yet. We're still just dancing at that 300 level. We've not moved aggressively away from it either way yet. We're just dancing there. Back down towards this opening range again. 280, remember. Imbalance down here. It's where buyers stepped in earlier. So big shorts coming in there, getting themselves caught. So that's the first time I've really seen that on that last candle. Under 89, some sellers got themselves caught and got absorbed. So this might be it. If we start pivoting up now, I might be interested. Still they're bidding under 80 though. I'm not seeing this buyer walk up. I want to see this buyer step in and walk up and absorb. Nvidia just slowed right down. Come on. Come and step up and then rip it. And then I'm really interested. 300 check. Come and send it. Come and send it. This guy 85's got to move up. If you bidding down here and now he's moving down. Oh, someone's playing games. That's not what I want to see. I want to see him step up. Come and walk up, mate. Come and walk up, not down. ES holding New York open. Here we go. Here we go. All right, piece on long here. Let's see if we can get going. So into this shelf. Let's see if we can really lift. Let's go. Here we go. All right, peeling some off here just in case because we're thick in here. It's going to be proactive because we're bidding very high to try and go higher right now. And this can also be failed follow through here, right? So we can always come up here and see failed follow through into here because we're thick in here. So I'm bidding from here, paying myself in there. We'll hold in case we do that. If we lose this, we can come right back down again. But I'm long at the moment through this trigger. They've got to hold 300 here. I'd really, no more games under 300 because we've trapped enough shorts under 300 now. We've got no reason to go back down under there now. If I'm correct here on a re-squeeze up. That's a good hold of 300 there again. So I've put my stop now just under 300 at 98. Because it shouldn't come back down there now. I don't like that they're bidding at 92s. This same buyer is too scared to walk up. Might get stopped out here. Stopped out again on the runner. This is this buyer being a bit of a wally here at 95, 92s, 85, 80. He's coming off, on and off, and 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 he keeps doing it. And so no one can settle in with size right now. No, he's just pulled again and come back on again. Fucking idiot. Great. Thanks, mate. Because of your games, I get stopped out, you arsehole. What an asshole. Perfectly positioned for that. And he had to start being a knob. Oh. I can't fight with Wales, though. Right, down to... He's doing the same again. 95, 90. Look, he's pulling now. He was at 95s, then 92s, then 90s. Man, this is like yesterday. It looks like fucking blodder. Look at this around price. We might just digest here for a while now. We might digest here for a while now. Oh, God. Just another day of Alex getting stopped out. Week number 5. Oh, it's funny. Okay, 2,500 of you in here. Less than 500 likes. Hopefully you guys get the move. You've got to pay yourself into this grey box. You've got to pay yourself some. Then you're watching for the 40s, okay? Because this is very high risk now at this point. I'll tell you what. ES is trapped between New York VWAP and 24-hour VWAP. So ES right now is trapped between these two. It keeps testing these two. Right, that's how much strength we have in NQ. I can show you. Right, we're trapped between these. All right, we're holding New York open, which is good. It's a good hold. If ES loses these, though, you might get a slide. Not necessarily NVIDIA, but in some of the broader names in tech, you might get a slide with it. This market at the moment very much feels like it provides... It's like you're either in it or you're not. Do you know what I mean? Like here, like we got in, saw the seller trapped, but then you wait for the reload and it's like, no reload, man. We're going. See ya. It's so like one direction gone. My stops are tight as fuck. They're just based on liquidity, mate. They're not always tight as fuck, but they have to be based on liquidity. I'm not willing to risk under liquidity when we're thin. Right? If you have your stop here and they run it, you might get filled down here, mate, honestly, because there was nothing in here. We have like a gap in action. No one's willing to support the bid down there right now. Take care, Peter. Where'd you put your TP for longs? Well, grey box, 39s, high of day, and then, you know, if you got really lucky, if they really send it, 450s. No, it's fucking going. Just be careful with ES here into VWAP. Mother clucker. Long or short? Well, I was looking long from here, wasn't I? I was looking short down to here, and I said if they... I don't know how many times I have to explain this. If they come under 300 and they reclaim it, it's probably a squeeze back up, right? Because all the shorts will pile in under here, looking for the 300 break, and if they get absorbed, we'll go back up. So what do you think we saw underneath 300? Even if I go to here for you guys, so you can see it on this screen. Right, underneath 300, we would have seen absorption. All right, here's your 300 break. Right, look at all this. It's all red. Did we move lower? No, which means it got absorbed, and now we're moving back upside. And you can trim some now, and then you're looking for a break of high of day. If you get the break of high day, you're looking for 450s. But I will tell you now, and clean this up for you, we have had buyers trapped over 350s today. So I'd say 330s to 350s is pretty much all buy side. Okay, so we've had passive selling up there. Now it's just really a case of, can they do a new leg up, or is this failed follow through? What do I mean? Can they do a new leg up, or is this failed follow through? All right, because we know buyers are caught here. So your long trigger was 300 to here. This is all we've got now, range wise. You can hold a runner to see if you get acceptance up into here, but if not, like I talked about, this is all buyers, which means this is supply intraday right now. This is why we watch the tape. This is why we understand what's going on. God damn it. It's all right, man. I'm so used to taking stops. It's fine. I've made decent money today. Like, we were long from here on that trigger up. I just got knocked out there again. Fuck me. I wanted a reload and it would just not offer it. But this is not good bullish structure. You might all think this is. This is not good bullish structure. What you want to see is a big spike and this to go again. That's good bullish structure to reload. All right, watch this node here into 40s, okay? 40s and 50s. You must have been paying yourself, and then you can just hold some. Sellers will try and defend this now. sellers will try and defend this because above this level, this is where all the buyers got caught. So this is the first reaction there, right? So we're going to go into like a chop fest here while they make a decision of what's going to happen. What do I think is going to happen? I think you're going to have a battle in here for a bit, and you're going to build liquidity, and then one side will win. All right. So if they keep absorbing here, and then they get this break, they'll win. If they keep selling here, and we do this, and they get this break, they will win. Shorts will win. This in here, you can see. Look how thick we are. It's telling you. All right. I think you battle in here until you see a break one side of it. But the main momentum is up. The main thing we've had today is a breakout of a 7-day range, remember. Why were we more bullish for this move? Because, right, here's your range. Right, we've broken out of that range. We're testing the old range. Right, so we're bullish from here to here. It's very hard to be bullish up here now. Right, so what we're playing now is just if we can do that. If we do that, we're looking for this and this higher time frame, not today. If they fail this, guess what we're going to do? Breakout, retest. Right, we haven't retested this. Breakout, retest. That can come tomorrow, can even come later today. So higher time frame narrative. How long have I been trading? Full time? I don't know, 6+ years, 7 years. But I first started in my 20s, mate. I'm 40 now. So P profile, yeah, exactly. P profile, and you're now in the D part of the P. You're quite right. Who just said that? TJ Words. Spot on analysis, my friend. Spot on analysis. And it's just a question. That D part of the P shape, can they expand it or not? Can they expand it or not? Don't look 40. That's very kind of you. Well, I turned 41 this year, so I tell you what, I fucking feel it. My bones hurt. I'm a grumpy old bastard. I definitely feel it. Where do I get Bookmap from? From Bookmap. It's its own platform. It's probably just bookmap.com. You just buy it. You just buy it. Okay, so dancing in between here, like we talked about, we're probably going to dance in between here. TJ Words just talked about it. The D part of the P shape. What he's talking about is if this is a big P shape, this is the D part of the P shape. This is a bullish structure. If you lose the D part of the P shape, we will come down to this next node. This would be very bearish, but you know, down here and here would be the breakout retest zone, right? If they did that, I'm not suggesting that they have to do that. I would say it's probably very unlikely we do that today at this point, given how the market's holding up and they're going to wait for earnings. You're all being very kind. You're being very kind. I'm not sure I agree with you. I think the glasses probably make me look younger. My eyes are wrinkly fucking things. Okay, back down in this range to the edge of this node here now, right? And if they lose this, it'd be a 300 check again. So far, failed follow through. The question now is, do the buyers now defend this same spot again? All right, so this was the chop we talked about in here. Right, so do buyers now defend this and try and reclaim? Do sellers get failed follow through and the move that they were looking for down to here? All right, this is just how it goes, guys. This is what happens now. They will have to make their minds up. Big strong selling here. Big strong selling here. Down into the bottom of this range. This is where they got absorbed before, right? So sellers got caught, I would say, under 90s before, or probably under 97s. So do they let those sellers out? What am I looking to trade now? I'm just going to give it a bit of a moment to digest. All right. I want to see who takes control of this, because this is, okay, maybe some of you guys are newer. This is a range. Or does Alex hate trading? He fucking hates it. He hates trading ranges, right? So I want to wait to see if we leave the range, if we trap, and then we can look for something else. But anyone who played short here, you should be covering some now and holding, hoping you get a breakdown to here. But again, I've got to keep reminding myself. Big buy came in there and 189s. They would have to let go of the whole thing. So to value area low on the session here. So they might well bid off this. If you're a range trader, somewhere around here might well be bid off if you're technically a range trader. I hate being this, but somewhere around here could easily be bid off because this is the edge of the range. This is the high of the range. Technically speaking, value on the day is here. If they're going to hold value, this. If they're happy where value is on the day, this. Otherwise, all the way down into here. So far, they are rebidding where I said those sellers got trapped. Where the sellers got a bit more heavy was 88, 90 and under. So they've just rebid under that again. So technically, if you hold this area, technically, you can try and trade back up to the upside of the range. But again, I don't trade ranges. I flipping hate them. How are we doing on the likes? Come on, folks. Still 2,400 of you here. 700 likes. Let's get those likes up. I want to do some giveaways. Why are you all typing it? You've got to press like. We're not doing giveaways yet. Man, you guys are crazy. You got to get me over 1,000 likes before we do anything. You're not going to be entered for shit until you get me over 1,000 likes. Okay, ES into New York Open and 24-hour view up again. Again, you're at the bottom side of this range now on value of the day. They're trying to bid this at the moment. We do have some imbalances lower. Where I'm really interested in is 38 to 40s, where this seller came in. Down here. I really want to see if we can get down there, what happens. They do a giant trap on a wash. It's going to ask quite a lot to get down there right now. I don't think it's got a shot in getting down there yet, unless we leave all this volume aggressively. And Nvidia's still finding bids right now, so it's kind of hard to imagine that happening. Give you a readout on the mag. Actually, I'm not going to give you a readout on the mag because it's telling me incorrect prices, so that's completely pointless. I can't give you a readout on the mag. I wish I could, but have a look on FinViz. Maybe I can see it there. Okay, I don't know if this is delayed data though. So Microsoft, I'll just show you. This is going to be easy to show you, and it's going to make sense of why we have relative weakness in ES. Let me zoom this in. Come on. Buggy screen. There we go. Okay, so you can see tech, very, very strong today. Financials pretty good, but what are the sectors getting hit? Energy, all right? Healthcare, flat. Energy hit, real estate, utilities, industrials, right? Why do we have relative strength in the Qs? Because these sectors here are big green, all right? Netflix having a big bid, AVGO, Microsoft, all of these guys bidding up today. So that's why we're seeing relative strength right now in the Qs. Just dancing on the edge here. So the question is, do we leave this range and sell off, or do they absorb this range and go back to the top side, which would be, it's only 40 points really. if you're going to play with it. If you're a range trader and you're trying to absorb down here, or if you're looking for a fail breakdown and absorption, right? There are two trades here: fail breakdown, recovery back to the top side, breakdown and wash down to here. Those are the two things setting up. Just depends. I would say you would need this, and I don't see that right now. Just see absorption happening down here. I think they're probably more likely at the moment, based on what Nvidia's doing, to sort of trap and try and go back upside. But I do feel a little bit blind, given I can't see much on TradingView. Let me just scan around. So Apple struggling near the higher day. Amazon trying to bid off its lower third. Doesn't look great. Goog weak. Back down towards low of day here, Goog. Meta holding up well, possibly building like a higher time frame flag into that VWAP. Microsoft looking really good, but stuck underneath IB. It needs to break out of IB. Nvidia just basing out now around the 196s. Tesla giving back 50% back, stuck. Oracle given 50% back, stuck. AMD given 50% back, stuck. It seems like to be the theme right now. Netflix looks good. Netflix looks good back into the 82s. We might not get those low 70s for us to bid on at the moment. Market's gone to sleep, eh? One big drive, and then we go night-night. Am I looking at CVD? Yes. Where's it gone? It's moved off this screen, but I have it on here on Bookmap. You can see it right above me. Green squiggly line at the bottom. I don't know why it's disappeared on this screen, though. Let's get that back. So bidding off these lows again. So they're trying to go back into the range again at the moment. Let's get that back. Yeah, so CVD is getting hammered and we're not moving lower. So we're seeing absorption is what we're seeing down here. All right, so we made lower lows here and we haven't moved lower. So that means we've got divergence, which means currently we are seeing absorption here, which is not surprising, right? At the lower side of this range, buyers are trying to absorb it to rotate to the top side of this range. This is the D shape again. So again, if you're a range trader, you're bidding on this down here, trying to sell some into here, and then you're hoping it gets a breakout. There you go. So the range starting to play out now. So congrats for those who are range traders. You can sell, some into the midpoint of this range, and then hopefully for you, you get right up to the top side of the range, right? Where do I get the chart with the sector boxes? Finviz. Alex, what do you use for copy trading your accounts? Affordable indicators. It's coming back down to point of control again now. So I have VPocket 300. TradingView has it at 310. So it's there or thereabouts. This market will keep rotating until they've built enough liquidity now to make a decision on what the bloody hell they want to do with it. Trying to decide between Bookmap and Sierra charts for order flow. Which one should I get? I don't know. Like, it's personal preference. I would say try and get a free trial with both of them and see which you use better. Oh gosh, guys, please read the stuff in chat. Like, Nightbot tells you about a million times. This is not an indicator. It's a tool. Okay, this is the last time I'm going to say it today. It's a tool. We get it in projections right here. Anchored volume profile. I anchor it to the 9:30 open. These are my settings. I will not do this again today. All right, I will not do this again today. Ticks per row. 2. Leave everything else. Style to the right. Width 20. The end. Okay. It's not your fault for asking, but I honestly must get asked that 100 times a day in chat. No, I know. Like I said, it's not your fault for asking, but if you just read Nightbot, it tells you every 5 minutes. I think I have it set to tell it. No, I don't have kids. Maybe that's why I don't at 40. Okay, just hanging around this same level, right? Market's going to sleep here. No, I'm not going to have text on my chart. No, bugger off. Read what's in chat. I don't want to clutter up my chart. My chart's cluttered enough. Half these things I wouldn't have on my chart if I wasn't teaching. I don't need any of this stuff. I already know where it all is. I can already figure it out, but try and help you guys. When are we doing the giveaway? Maybe top of the hour. How many likes have we got? Have we made it? At least 1,000 of you still not hit the like button. Let's get that likes up. Okay, still they are basing here at the edge of this D shape of the P. Yeah, a lot of the market. That's also one of you saying hood going. A lot of the market finally finding, you know, a little bit of a bid. Hood up 2.8. Well, I don't know. Might be up more than that because I can't see it. Let's see. Trading 76s. I've still got a piece on small piece on hood, but I sold most in that first rally. I'm waiting for this market to settle so I can have a look at my swings right now. So hood I'm up 6.5%. Oracle I'm up 11.5%. AMD I'm up 30%. Apple I'm up 28.74%. Meta I'm up 6%. iBit I'm up 4.46%. Microsoft, I'm down 2% still, small size in that, just waiting for that thing to peter out. UUU, starting to reclaim a bit. I cut some of it, added back in, I'm now down 4%. I'm getting absolutely hammered on USA Rare Earth, USAR. I'm down 20%, but I've got such a small position. I don't care. It's almost like a hedge for me. I just leave that there while the market consolidates. Amazon, I'm down 3%, and Netflix, I'm down 5.91%. Again, Netflix, just a small position. It's a feeler. I actually want it to come into the 60s, ideally. Low 70s, 60s would be ideal. And I will start bidding more aggressively on it if we can get that move. But, you know, maybe this market has got other things planned. We'll see. But, you know, everyone's so bullish on this market. But I tell you what, I'm still not uber bullish on this market. Technicals don't look great still. Everyone calling for a fucking reversal. I've seen people writing on my YouTube, suddenly they're heroes because we've bounced off a lower Bollinger Band to a mean reversion. Apparently, now we're going to go all-time highs because we've decided we're going to do that. Well, I tell you what, until you get through all this, you can all shut up who are writing that on my wall, right? We have a huge amount of volume trapped here. This is a mean reversion. We have a node here. We can come up here and still reject this whole thing if they want, all right? We can still do that. I will be bullish, all right? If we start reclaiming here, fine. But right now, no. Not yet. Like, for day trades, sure, mean reversion. But, you know, you got to get through all of this. I'll tell you what, the economy does not look good. I don't care what Donald says. Fact of the matter is, it looks terrible. The numbers are terrible. Houses sales the worst they've ever been. The lies about food last night were quite drastic. If you actually look at the reports, CPI data, which they keep cooking and changing. How do they cook CPI? They move things in different categories. They take some things completely out, right? So the market's great as ever. We went to 5,000. 5,000 we went to. They said it can be done. I did it. I did it on the YM. I took it to 5,000. Don't worry. It's not like it's the most manipulated market ever with only 30 stocks, but I took it there. Shut up. Shut it. Shut your mouth. I did it. When the market goes well, it's all because of me. If the market does well, it's me. If it does bad, it's lazy, late other people. It's the Fed. It's Jerome Powell. Late Jerome, I call him. It's his fault. It was Sleepy Joe's fault. Yeah, it's Sleepy Joe. I've been in office a year, but it's still Sleepy Joe. So good. I gotta learn to do Gavin Newsom impression, because that guy's a fucking tool as well. And I'm in California. He drives me mad more than Trump, to be honest. Oh my God. These guys are just All a bunch of douchebags, man. I call in you scum. All right, ES still bouncing between the two VWAPs we talked about. I know it's got boring here, folks. What can I do? What can I do? We do one giant drive up, and then we've just gone into a range. We just have to wait and see what they want to do with this. Back to the bottom side of this range now. We're thin under this, like we talked about. But market's just in consolidation. If they lose all of this, there is an argument that we can trade all the way down to 220s again. Where I keep got to mark out. Where did that big seller come in? 138. 38. I'm going to just mark this out, folks. There's like a level that I know players came in at. All right, it's just for me to remember because I keep forgetting. What's the high of this? 50s to 24s. 50s to 24s. Okay, somewhere around there. All right, if they fail, there's a chance they come down there. Again, I'll just be very wary of them setting the trap. But, you know, I don't know what the expectation is for new highs here. We already did the move, right? We hit the naked point of control. That red line was my target for the week for the upside move. We've done it. We're now into chop fest and consolidation. Can I spot exhaustion here to the downside? I mean, look, they keep selling. I would say they keep selling 97 and under. This is all I can see. They keep selling 97 and under, right? But you're not aggressively moving away. Think about the big buys we had earlier in the day. We're still around their average price. You had a big seller just come in here again. So everything under here, these green lines for me are absorption. So we are absorbing here. We're not breaking down. If we look at the CVD, we talked about the CVD. Get it up here for you guys. All right, we can see the CVD is very, very heavy. Are we seeing the market make lower lows down here? We're not. All right, so we know there is absorption here. We've talked about it. They are. The just question is, do they want to set a trap? I don't know what they want to do right now. But there's definitely absorption in here. And there's no shadow of a doubt. But it doesn't mean it can't move lower. They can take them out. But there's 100% they are doing their best to absorb down here. 100%. And Nvidia is looking like it wants to break upside right now. It's trying to do that 5-minute flag and go. So we will see, folks. But like I said, I feel a little bit blind when I'm looking at my trading view right now because I can't see the true levels of everything. All right, so here's the wick underneath. So either now they have the choice. They either wash right down into here or sellers pile in and they absorb it and run it back up. I'm not in anything either way right now. I'd probably rather play it all the way back up, to be honest. If I was going to do something, unless we see something really shift. Let's have a look. Spiders rejecting VWAP, coming down to opening range low on the SPY and to its New York open. VWAP here on QQQ as well, by the way, folks. So on the ETFs, we're just into VWAP here. They might bid off this. Trading has been working for you. Well, I'm happy for you, mate. It's not working for me, and there's nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. Can I check gold? I'll check it in a minute. Let me just see if we reclaim this edge or if we're going to fade it. Just give me a second. I want to see what we do now. If they're going to really let this go. QQQ into VWAP. Do they rotate this whole thing down into that golden box? Or do they reclaim? There's sellers stacking at 290s and 300s again. So I just want to see what happens back into this grey box. I want to see what happens here. If we see absorption and if they reclaim this, I might think about a long back up. Need to see it get to 95s, 95-ish to know what I want to do. QQQ bidding off that VWAP. Didn't quite tap it, but there or thereabouts. This is just so slow now, though. Down into this old imbalance. Underneath this last low, we can trade 64s if they really want to. And then all the way down into here is possible. How big is this pullback? Hang on a second. Hang on a second, mate. Oh, yeah, they're trying to come into it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Down into that yellow box. View up here on ES as well. New York Open on ESQ starting to let go. Interestingly, Nvidia is trying to push upside. It is trying to get a breakout, interestingly. Kind of nuts. And again, there's been no retest since we came down. So we're under value area low. They can trap down here. I'm waiting to see what happens if we get back up to 95s or even 85 for value area low. Either for a sell or a reclaim. Fucking hell. Can we just do something? So slow. They will retest the glow box. I mean, I don't know if they will because at the moment today, we just move. Once we move, we move. They can trap in here. They might want to come to this and bid off this. They can reject this and they can reclaim this and do this. All of these are possible. Where did we just have that fib? Let me get it back. So 50%, you're basically watching somewhere in here if they bid in here. They might not even go that low. SPY's just caught a bid again off VWAP. I mean, it's just hard right now. We're not finding the market in unison. I wish I could read the mag properly here. Again, I'd watch the lift back up towards 95s, even 82s here to see how they act and if we're going to go tearing through all of that. There's the 82 test. Now, are they going to catch a bid here and take you up to sort of 300s, 95s and 300s? It's such a big area, guys. But they're either going to do this or they're going to do this. I'm just waiting to come up here to make a decision. I'm kind of more biased long, to be honest, which might seem odd because we trap volume, but I just think how the rest of the market's setting up. I'm looking for longs here. It's almost tempted to put one on soon. Failure to break out there on NQ so far, on Nvidia so far, but it still looks good on the 5 minute. It's got a shot here. Nvidia's got a shot of breaking out here. All right, I'm watching this now. If they start absorbing here, I'm going to start thinking about a long early, just a small piece, and then I'll add heavy if we reclaim 300. And if we reject 300, I'd think about the short as well. So it's holding value area low now. Going to make it really hard for me to teach today. Holding this, right? If we reclaim this, I'll add heavy for that move up here to the other side of this range. If we reject here, consider the short. It's not ideal. So watching here into 300s. If we get over that, there's a squeeze potential, especially if Nvidia starts to break out, which it's trying to do. It's really trying to do. So I'd say 97s to 99s here. This is the big level. Here we go. If we get over this, I'm going to add heavy. They're trying to bid back up. They got to get over this though. Still reject this. Need to get over it. Yeah, you looking much better. Yeah, I talked about it pre-market. Looking much better. So rejecting up here. Lots of buyers coming in here. They're not getting that squeeze out yet. They are still rejecting this shelf up here. We need to get through this, and then I'll think about adding heavy. So I've got a small piece on, but nothing, no notable size yet. It's going to have to base above this. It's a big battle here, folks. Big battle. Here we go. Can you get over? Can you push and then base above? Lots of buying coming in here and they're not getting their way right now. So we saw that divergence on CVD. We saw it get absorbed. This is the big level though. This is the big level for the day. This is our over-under. Nvidia failing to break out again there. Just be careful. Trying to be patient here. We're bouncing between 92 and 300. I need a breakout, push up, and then base above. Here it goes. All right, let's see. Can you give me somewhere to add size? If you just rip the whole fucking thing higher and don't give me an ad today, I'm gonna be so upset. Don't. Fuck me. Stop it. Stop. Come back and test 300 for fuck's sake. All right, here we go. Can we hold here? This is the question now. No, it's a big wash. Okay, no ad yet. They absorbed 90s. Whoa, look at that. Starting to see some aggressive players here, both sides. Let this settle for a minute. I'm looking for an ad to get really long here to push back up. Buyers stepping in there at 95s, but they're a little bit aggressive. I need to see this reclaim now. Got a bit more on here. We're going to be very careful because obviously my average has moved up now. Don't like this guy at 87. Stop. Same guy as earlier, just fucking feathering around underneath. You need to step up, mate, you prick. Otherwise, I'm going to get run out because of your games again. This fucking asshole. Step up. There you go. 97. Good boy. Come up, Mr. 87. Stop it. Come and join 97. Good. All right, here we go. I've got to get through the 10s now. 10s and 20s for a lift. Oh, I'm feeling uncomfortable with this guy at 85 and 87 playing games. I really want to see him step in and lift. Come on, Nvidia. Go for the breakout. Help me out here. Come on, Nvidia. You got to help me out. This fucking buyer is pissing me off today, not stepping up. He keeps pulling lower and lower. Look at this guy. Oh, I'm going to cut this. If he's going to play games like earlier, I'm going to cut it again. This guy, I don't know if you can see my mouse. He just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. I want to come and fill these lots up here. And then look for 20s. Come on. Come on, mate. You got to get through this grey box now. We got to get through this grey box. Otherwise, we're in trouble, folks. All right, we're looking to get through this now to the top side of this range. If they reject this, they will rewash down into 80s. Would I call him a spoofer? Yeah, definitely. He was doing the same yesterday. It's the same, exactly the same pattern. ES looking really good. All right, I need a bathroom break, so maybe it goes for me. In fact, let me get my stop in. I want to give back here and get a TP up there. All right, I'll be right back. Oh, back down to value very low. This thing can't go. Oh, we're stuck. All right. Oh, dear, oh dear. We are just stuck. Nvidia's still holding the highs, but cannot break out. So 96.55 the high, which are currently trading 96.17, 18s. I wish I could give you a readout on everything else. It's just I can't. For whatever reason, it's not giving me data. So same thing here. It's got a chance of holding that high low, but it's got to get back above here. At the moment, I'd say like sellers are somewhat in control here, but they're going to run out. They're going to get squeezed out if we get back above this 300. So I'll rewatch this for a long trigger if we can get back above. If we get above sort of 303s, we've got lots of stops here now to use. So shorts will now have their stop here. All right, so if we do this and pop this, there's a chance we come up to the top side of this range, especially if Nvidia can break out. But this is the big over-under. Nice. ES reclaiming New York view up. So bounce off 24-hour, reclaiming New York. QQQ held its view up, held 614. We can watch 615. Come on. Just please, because we're dancing on such tiny range now. Let's just fucking do something. Could this be a 5-minute bull flag? Yeah, it could. It could be like a 2-leg with a 5-minute bull flag. Absolutely. All right, we're still holding key levels on a 5-minute, right? It could be a 2-leg with a bull flag. You just got to remember we've got trap supply overhead, right? So that we're just asking, can we come and retest this right now? I want to run these stops at 15s. If we can run all the guys at 15s and a little bit thicker at 20s, then we got a shot at 35s, and I'll pill some if I can. Well, I've got to get back in first. Here we go. The 300s. Come on, set the squeeze. You've got to get through 15s now. Go and run those guys at 15s over. Come on, Nvidia. Breakout. You're very close. Come on, market. Be final trade for the day, probably, for me. If I can position in this and it can get going, and I can just kind of let it try and work for the day. We have imbalances to fill up to 23s, so we'll see. They got to hold this pullback right here. You do not want them to lose 96s now. They've done all this work. 96s, 95, somewhere around that. You want them to hold that now and then force a shove up. ES looks like it's really getting going. Nvidia still can't break out of high of day. It's close. It's very close. What you don't want is a huge Nvidia wash. Oh, it just feels so sleepy. Feels sleepy. 300 so big, man. We've got such big outlying delta there. 481 lot buy side. We've got to stay above him. We've got to stay above him. Here it goes, trying again. He's trying again. He's got to get above 315s. Well, he's got to get above this, and then once we go 310s, 315s, we can see a little bit of a spike because it will run the stops. And we've got imbalances all the way up to 23s. We can possibly get a trade up to 30s here. I wouldn't be thinking about much more than 30s, though. Honestly, we're just playing a range that we can only trade what's in front of us. Unless they're going to create a whole new leg and come up for this today, which at the moment seems very, very, very unlikely. We're probably going to just be in this range here for the rest of the day. And just trying to play the edge of the range to the midpoint of the range, and then hopefully we get to the other side of the range. And hopefully we use these stops to get into this, and we're going to respect that when we get up there. All right, come on, man. Just get going now. ES looks great, guys. We look really good on ES. Come on, NQ. Nvidia breaking out, new high of day. Can it hold a bid here and squeeze up higher? We don't want to fail break on Nvidia. We need Nvidia to hold a bid here. New high of day. It's got to hold this next pullback. and then it's got to accelerate on Nvidia, and then maybe we can join the games on Qs. Are you going to find a bid, Nvidia? Here. Not right now. I'd say it's got to hold 96.30s on Nvidia. Big battle here. Huge battle here again. Trying to find a bid on Nvidia. ES is trying to go. ES is starting to go. NQ now lagging. NQ now lagging. Such an important level. This right here. So important. Through here. I'm looking for this move here. Is what I think we want to do. And then up here, if we get there, great. But I just want to run these guys out. Trying to play the range. Trying to play from the edge. We're reclaiming this. But if we fail this, then I'll be wrong. And we'll come down, test this side, and we fail that, we'll come into orange box. Bias is long right now. But look at ES. I mean, ES has done it. ES has done exactly what we wanted to play. Fucking, we play relative strength, and then we don't get it. Look at that. Just fantastic. Fuck me. This might be a sign to be done for the day. If we're playing the strength and we can't get going. All right, how are we doing for likes? Can we do a giveaway yet? Good job. All right, we'll do one giveaway now, and if you get me to 1,500 likes, we'll do another giveaway. All right, so don't do anything yet. I haven't set it up. If you do anything now, you just won't be entered. What did I just say, guys? Like, you guys are deaf. All right, we're not going to do the giveaway again. If you guys can't wait, if you just want to spam chat before it's even done, we don't do it. It's real simple. Simple. Keep spamming. Well, no Apex giveaway then. Here we go. We're going to give away a course instead. So if you type course now, this is what happens when you spam. You just get pulled out. I've warned you. Type course once, we give away a free course, introduction course. Oh, so sleepy. We're barely moving. What's this range here? 20-point range. Gone to sleep. Market's gone to sleep. Digesting itself. Okay, same level. Nvidia's starting to go. I'm still watching this. Let's pull this winner so I can get back and watch this. Winner is Lord CT. I don't know how to say that. Hulhu 928. Are you here? Nice. Congratulations. Right, I'm making a note of your name. just email me info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged in. I'll sort you out with an introduction course to trading. And still we fail. VPOC there, still failing this shelf. Market cannot get moving either way. We're not moving away from it to the yellow box. We're not moving above it to the grey box ahead, above. We are just completely stuck. Completely stuck. Hundreds away from drawdown. Help me out. Well, you need to just size right down for a start. You need to go through the smallest contracts possible. And I would say this is not the market to play in drawdown. You need a market which is going to move away aggressively so that you can size in as you move to move out of drawdown. This is not the one to do. It's not a day, Brian. It was the week. Yeah, it was a weekly. I'll show you. Right here. Oh, whatever I moved there. Stop it. Right here. Week of Monday the 9th. All right. Right in here, this balance range. A lot of people don't use weekly point controls. I do. I think they come in very, very useful. All right. And then we broke out towards this cluster. There's your naked level. We swipe it. And now we've got stuck. All right. So we've been in breakout today. All right, I would have really liked us to clean this range up before we looked for this, or clean this range up and die. We did neither. We've left a ton of stops there. I don't like that. I think that's very dangerous, but hey, we'll see. We're in breakout. We drive up. We get stuck here. All right. Really, we should be looking for a breakout pullback and a retest or some consolidation to move higher now, but we'll just have to wait and see. They're going to wait for earnings now by the looks of it. They're just going to pin us, burn everyone and wait for earnings. Yeah, Nvidia failing the breakout, but pulling back to the 96s again here. Gonna dump. I mean, dumping is I don't know what you mean by a dump. Pull back maybe. Remember, the breakout is from here. Breakout. I don't think you get a dump if you're looking for this. I don't feel like they're going to let that happen today. You've got too many clusters in here for them to do that. So I would lower your expectations. If you're adamant, if you're short from here or you're looking for a short from here, best case is here right now. Best case. I cannot see them coming down into this today. No. I just can't see them doing it. And right now they're holding everything up really well, even off that New York Open. Right, we're holding up really well. Above the 50%, right? We're holding 50s. Maybe I see what you're saying on ES, but you know you're looking for an IB breakdown. You know, what are you shorting into? Have you zoomed out? I would say look at the high from Monday the 23rd and Friday the 20th. What are you shorting into? You're shooting into an going to short an RBS level. That's what you're going to short into if you do that on ES, right? This is a very, very clear RBS level now. One of you talking about a short at 31s. Right, you're going to short right into where I would say there's a really good chance that they hold. All right, if they want to hold this and go for it, this is the area going to hold. You don't want to be short here. If you're going to short that, you need all the volume trapped, under, reject, then short. If you short here, you're liable to get squeezed. You do what you want, but I'm telling you, higher time frame, that level there is not a position to short on a first test of it. Like, it's the opposite. It's at RBS level. It's the complete opposite. But hey, do like I said, do what you want. What do I think about putting a limit order for 25 270 long? 270 on that last one. I don't love the liquidity down there. I think if we come down that low, we're going to come lower. It's becoming like a real battle here. Like, look at all these like sellers, buyers, 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 and we're not moving lower and we're not moving higher. I'm really interested if we move down into this guy, right? This is what I've said all day. My bias is upside right now. It's remained upside. Even if we drift lower, I think it would be absorbed. Here we go, back to the 300s. I'm going to watch this same move, guys. I'm going to watch this same trigger long if they really want to go for it. And base and push above here, I'm going to look for an explosion through 04s to get us to 10s, to get us to 15s, and then I think a stop hunt from 15s would get us to 30, but we've got a base above this. It is garbage, yeah, it's garbage, but it's consolidation. You've got to understand, we talk about this every day. We can't just go straight up. We have to build liquidity, or straight down. Higher time frame breakout, straight up, build of liquidity, makes decision. Do we do continuation? Do we trap bulls? Do we need a retest or a rebid? Right? We cannot just go straight one way. After we do these moves, unfortunately, it happens so quick without a pullback. It's just how it is. Now we have to build out liquidity. It's how the market works. Always, every market, right? From imbalance to balance, from imbalance to balance. Think about this. Imbalance to balance. All right, now we're either going to deem that this is too expensive or too cheap. If it's too expensive, we're going to probably come down to where we came from. If it's too cheap, we're going to search for a new level. Remember, this was an old balance range, right? So if this, we're breaking out and leaving a balance, we're going to come up to fair value. We tag fair value. We are now chopping in that fair value. This is not an unusual thing to do. We are chopping in an area which it's told us we want to chop in, because if we zoom out, the last time we were up in this area, guess what we did, right? We chopped this area, right? We chopped this area, all right? And look, when we leave this area in balance, we chop this area. We leave this area in balance. We chop this area. Maybe we come down, maybe we go up. Market's already told you what it wants to do where. So if you understand actually looking left instead of being like, oh, there's a gap and right? Market's literally telling you, hey, in this area, I'm going to chop you to death. Hey, I'm going to chop you to death. Hey, I'm going to chop you to death. Hey, when we leave this area, I'm going to trade really fast. I'm going to trade really fast. I'm going to chop you to death. I'm going to trade really fast up to here. Okay? That's what you've got to do when you're looking at the charts. That's why we zoom out. I saw someone this morning. I'm not even going to dig him out. I saw the first thing I saw on Twitter. Market isn't fractal, bro, because who's telling me that the lower time frame is the same weight as the higher time frame? Fractals have fuck all to do with how you've been taught them. No one in their right mind has ever said a lower time frame has the same power as a higher time frame. The whole point in a fractal is to mimic behavior. So if on a higher time frame we are in a range, these are weekly time frames, then on a lower time frame we're going to be in a range, right? If on a higher time frame we are breaking out from consolidation, then on a lower time frame we're going to look for a breakout and consolidation. That is how the market is fractal. How the fuck, I don't know how Mr. Weirdo who got kidnapped explains it, but like, we look for the same repeatable patterns, right? That's it. If we are looking for a bull flag on a higher time frame, then we will look for some kind of bullish structure like a bull flag on a lower time frame. That's how it's fractal. If this is going to be a giant fail breakout here and trade back into range on a higher time frame, then in this part here on the lower time frame, we're going to look for a fail breakout and a trade back into range. That's how the market's fractal. It frustrates me the amount of fodder and bullshit that's clearly being taught to people, because it's not their fault. They're absorbing information which is complete garbage. Absolute garbage. No. I got stopped out in the long while I went to the bathroom. Sorry, I thought I said that. Maybe I didn't say that. I got stopped out under 85s. I will happily re-enter again. All right, I will happily re-enter again. Buyers getting caught. No, they're not really. It's both sides. Look how tight you are. If buyers were caught, we would have moved away. Look how tight we are. We're just in this little node here. It's been there all day, right? So buyers, the buyers who are buying 98s, who have been there all morning, you could argue are getting caught, right? But the sellers who are selling 97s are not doing a good job. And the guys who have sold 90 and under are doing a horrible job. So we're just trapped in a very tight, coiled range. My bias technically is upside. It doesn't mean it has to do it. We can leave and rotate down here. I'm not going to deny that. But this node here is absolutely vital. And we are at the lower side of value. Technically on the day, this is discount, right? This is fair value. This is discount. We can move fair value up here if we expand this now and run these guys out, all right? Because they're failing to move lower. My expectation is we come up here at the moment. It's been my expectation for the last hour, but we have been unable to do it. Would love to do another giveaway. Have you got me up to enough likes yet? We need another 300 odd likes. Let's get it up, and then finally we do an Apex giveaway if you guys can just behave. All right, 300s again. Let's see if they've added liquidity high yet. 345s, 380s. Nice. Okay, we'll see. We will see. ES looks good. Again, relative strength in ES, even though it has relative weakness today. I mean, makes sense of that to me. Nvidia caught a bid. It has more of a chance of failed follow through now, though, Nvidia, I would say. The longer we go in through the day. Where are we at? 826. Okay, watching this for a long trigger. Same kind of story. We have a sell side imbalance here to 306s. I just want to see if we're going to push through this now. Can we base above this? Can we base above this and do this is the question. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to see this move here. Not a failed breakout and this again. Cannot trade if we do nothing. Pretty much strictly New York. Sometimes I'll play Asia if there's like a move, or if I feel like, how can I put this? If we've spent time consolidating in a New York session or multiple New York sessions, and we have something which I think will move price in an Asia session, something that will be reactive to, then I'll consider putting a trade on overnight in Asia. It's very rare for me to do that because I don't sleep well in a leveraged market with trades on. It's not like in swing positions where I'm comfortable, and it's very unlikely. Well, it's actually impossible. Well, historically, it's going to be possible soon because we're going to go 24-hour stock exchange, which is a fucking nightmare. Everyone thinks it's really good. It's terrible for swings. It means you can't sleep because at the moment when I've got a swing on, I can sleep, right? After hours, I go to sleep, can wake up pre-market, can check it. If we're going to be 24 hours, that's going to change. Yes, earnings at the bell. Nvidia earnings at the bell. We'll see what the earnings does. The more important thing is going to be the guidance. Can I see the Dow? Yeah, 49,418. Where can you see the earnings? Well, they get printed at 4 o'clock. I think guidance is at 4:30. Let me have a look today. $5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. You can get it on their website. All right, ES trying to get up to a new high on the day. And Q just stuck. Nvidia trying to go as well. I still want to get long in this. It's just, are we going to do it in time? We've got 30 minutes left. I still think we've got a shot in this. ES really getting going now. Fuck me. Trading the wrong asset here, which is crazy. What do I have on Bookmap? I have Global Plus. Not right now. I'll check BTC just in a bit, just in case I set up the long here. Watching this now, starting to squeeze. Very tempted to just put one on here for this squeeze out. Yeah, it's getting close. All right, one on here. Let's just see if we can go and take these guys out at 15s. Fucking instantly failing this gap. Come on. Come on. Come on. We've got to hold VPOC for me. He's got to hold 97s. Very, very tight stop because of the liquidity we've built. Can't come under 97s. Come on. Just come and run the stops for fuck's sake. Here we go. All right, I'm looking for it to explode through 16s here. So I want to run all these stops here. 16s, 11s and 16s ideally. ES going for Hive Day. Let's go. Come on, NQ, for fuck's sake. Let's go. So slow. Let's go. Finally. Jesus Christ, I had to wait for it. Right, let's see if we can pop through 10s and 16s and then get up to the highs again. Come on. So slow. Oh. There's no way we don't run this guy out here at 10s. 10.75 and then 15s. Come on. Pop the 10s, go straight up to 15s, and then get all the way up to 30s and 40s. Then we'll get a 30, 40 point trade. It'll be the best we can get today. Here we go. Yay! All right, stop's now getting run. Thank fuck for that. Patience, man. Patience. ES going for a new high of day. So let's see if we can get up to 30s and 40s. You can take a partial here if you want into 15s. I'm going to try and get up to 30s and 40s. Trim some there and then hold just in case. Just in case this market wants to break out further. I don't think it wants to break out further today. I don't think it's going to have a shot at doing it. But I'll try and hold a little piece if I can. Come on, just run 1575. One more explosion out will do. One more big push to get a partial will do. So slow. Take care, Sean. Yeah, it's so slow, man. It's so slow, but it's coming. It's doing the move we've been talking about, waiting for, right? From the edge of value. Right, so if we think about this, they said, no, price isn't going to move lower. We held value. We consolidated for fucking ages. We've popped this stop. We're looking to pop this stop to get up into here. And maybe if we're lucky, get up into here. All right, I'll be taking a partial somewhere up into this. If we think about the current range, where's the mid of this range? All right, we're right into the mid. So if we've traded from the low to the mid, we need to be careful. We need to lock something in here, and then we try and get to the top side of the range. And then you never know, right? We just never know. Maybe they want to turn the boosters on and come up to here today. I would find that very unlikely. But look, NVIDIA, new high day. Maybe we got this, folks. Maybe we got this. Trying to get through these 15s to get up to 30s, guys. Trying to get up to 30s. Why 30s? We have an imbalance, so I can show you. All right, we have these imbalances here, sell side. I'd like to fill through these 25s and where the sellers came in with all the way up here into 33. So I'd like a retest of up to 33s right now. I want to fill these and get up to 33s to get a partial. Am I in the trade? Yes, I got long. I literally called it out. I told you what I was looking for about an hour. I've had 2 attempts at it, maybe even 3 attempts. I even told you, okay, squeeze, let's have a go at this then. A seller coming in here at 310, so they're trying to defend that 15s. You can see this absorbed into this grey box again. If we can't absorb it, I'll just take it off. This would be my last go, like I said, last go at this trade. This liquidity provider again being an asshole. Look at him just walking down with his buy. Fucking knob. It's been the same for 2 days. 2 days on the tape. It's been the same bullshit down there. All right, now or never. They hold this or I'm out. Good so far. We got to go and reclaim 10s now. Good reaction so far. Good hold. Probably should have added there. Okay, here comes the 10s. We've got to get back through 10s now. Get back through 10s. We look really good for a really good shove. Got to get back through 10s. Edge of this node. This guy here. That's where the buyers came in at 10s. We need to get back over them or I'm done with it. Come on. Fucking around here into lunch. No, done with it. Out of it. Can go again. I'm not going to have another go at it. That's enough. Where's my stop? I think I said, I literally said 97s, right? Literally said stop at 97s. Has to hold 97s. It is holding it, but we're just faffing around. I'm done with it now. Oh. Yeah, they're just rinsing this level. It's so big. It's just going to become thicker and thicker and thicker. I mean, they might still come for it. I'm somewhat surprised they didn't run these guys here. Because we have imbalances above here to fill. So I thought we'd run that. We got so close. Look at that. They defended it to the tick. Really close. They might still do it. But I'm done with it now. That was enough. Enough of a go. Video earnings at 4. Conference call at 5. Guys, use the internet. Start to learn. You have ChatGPT. You have Google. You have Earnings Hub. You have all these news, like financial juice. You can follow them on Twitter. Like, if you're going to do this as a career and you're going to start taking it seriously, then you better start taking it seriously, right? You better know when earnings are coming out. You better know what we're pricing in. You better know what news is coming out, what the expectation is. Because if you don't fucking know the basics, why are you clicking anything on a chart, right? It's your job to know. You want to make money, you take it seriously. Please, guys. You want to step on an American football field, you better start going to practice. You better wear the right pads. You better train. You don't just step on, you know, with the Rams or the Pats and be like, I'm here, I can play with you. No, you're going to get murdered, right? So it's the same in this. Some of you are asking questions. When's this? What's this? Da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. I worry for you. I worry for you. I don't know who's taught you, but if you don't know like the absolute basics, you are going to get yourself in big, big trouble. No, I've never even heard of Nick Kerr's. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't look at anyone else's indicators or anything like that. I have my system. I play my system. There is no such thing as easy money, though. That's the thing. People don't understand. There is no easy money. I sort of think you've got a shot of running up here. I'm just out of it now. Yeah, fuck. Now it's going. Oh, day 182 in the Big Brother. Big Brother Futures house. Alex gets stopped out again. Sat in my chair like Nikki, if you're English. Who is she? Who is she? Here you go. Here's the fucking start run, you mother clucker. Ah! Oh, it's so funny at this point. All right, so There's the imbalances filled that we talked about, right? This is what we talked about. There's the imbalances getting filled. There's the run into this guy here, which we were looking for. And there's the stop run, using these stops to get into grey boxes. And now, really, you're just hoping we can come to the other side of the range up here now. Fuck me, man. I didn't buy on the trap seller. I bought... Oh, I did. But I bought his pain. So the guy that came in at 11.27, right? I bought after that on a break above him, 11.31. If you're watching Ninja Trader, it might be 11.30 if you're watching TradingView. But that 50 lot, 49 lot that came in at 11.27, after we pivoted above him, I used his pain to try and get higher. Hopefully that makes sense. Oh, here we go. You just piss me off at this point. Oh well, is what it is. When some break even on others. Thanks, Justin. Well, hopefully lots of you guys got it. You must be taking a partial into this grey box, right? And then if ES breaks out here, Nvidia's now finally fucking going. Everything we looked for. What's the next level on Nvidia? Man, it can go 200s today if they really want to send it. I think that's asking a lot before earnings, but if they price it in early. So you're getting the move. You're finally getting the move we waited so long for. If we just think about this in terms of Wyckoff here, right? That's your spring sign of strength. That's your hold of value. We trapped the sellers down here. That's why I wanted to play long on a recovery. We talked about this. I kept talking about the 300s. My first go was on a recover of 82s. I think it was here. And I wanted it to see it base there and go. So we stopped out on the rest. I think our stop was 87s when I went to the toilet. I had one or two more goes. And then really wanted to risk 97s here because it was the edge of this node. This is why. Wanted to risk 97s. Obviously, we rinsed Alex out under the node and now do it. But the thesis was there. Hopefully, you guys are learning at least. And hopefully, some of you are long and making money. Fucking hell, mate. What's the target? Well, some into here, grey box, then the edge up here into 43s. I will tell you, a seller got stuck or came in heavy at 33s. You get through 33s and 36s, you're going value area high, which is 42s. It's pretty buy-side heavy over 34s, right? So the auction over 34s. Over 34s. 34s, yeah, sorry, just have to double check that. Over 34s. Here and up, all right, was passive selling, all right? So buyers are caught here and up, right? So all I'd say is you got to pay yourself something into here. Something, anywhere from here, you've got to pay yourself something. And then you can, if you're positioned here long, you can then wait. If you're lucky, you get the catch-up trade to ES. ES is about to take out IB high, right? So ES is doing the move that we looked for, and I bet it wouldn't have rinsed me out either. No, it fucking wouldn't have rinsed me out. Look at that. That's the type of thing we wanted to see NQ do. This move here, really nice. There's the range. Break and hold, break and hold. All right, and we're going to keep going. Really good. ES looks really good. I'm not salty at all. Not salty at all. Hopefully you guys are learning. That's all I really care about, is that you learn. Alex, I bought the course yesterday and things are starting to make sense. Awesome, Steve. I'm glad to hear it. How do you get into profit so quick? I've been watching you and your stream a lot of your break evens instead of losses every time I enter trade. Not really. It's not necessarily into profit quick. I take a lot of break evens. I've talked about that many times here. People ask me what's your win rate, and I'll tell you 68 to 73%, but I think it's skewed because maybe I take a break even +1, for example, then it's skewed, isn't it? Because it would tell you that I'm winning, but if I'm winning, let's say 50% of the time I'm winning by a point or a tick, it's not really winning. But the rest of the time I'm winning by if the range is available, 50, 100, 150, 200 points. How do I not FOMO? Too many years of experience of understanding what happens when you FOMO. You get clapped, right? What do I mean when I say buy side heavy? I mean that over 35s, we got very exuberant buyers. So over 35s in here, right? We had lots of people with FOMO, market buying, all right? So this is all trap buyers up here right now, over 35s, right? They were very aggressively buying. We didn't move higher there, right? We took the naked point of control and then failed. Look, this is Alex's red line. This is what we talked about in the newsletter, right? We didn't move higher after that, which means in here we have passive selling. So we have had earlier in the session, sellers just with limit orders willing to absorb aggressive buyers, all right? Which means this is at 35s and above is a big level, which why you must respect into it. You must take some profit into it, because what we can do is this. We can absolutely do that because we have trap buyers above it. If we start chomping through this, all right, you might see something like this for the rest of the day. All right, remember, we're still in this, but if they can get above this and find acceptance to move value area high up, then you've got a shot. Find it unlikely, but you know, we've done consolidation. Really, when you want to think about it, we've been consolidating now pretty much all day, other than the first 10 minutes. All right, so pretty much all day, 2.5 hours consolidating in here. We know this is a fail breakdown from sellers. We know that this is a wick and naked point of control test, but we also know there's a reason to come up to 370. So it just depends if they want to turn the jets on. ES is breaking out above IB high. There we go. Why is NQ being so shit? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. There'll be a reason. Because finances are being really strong. Right, so if you look at JP Morgan, BAC, WFC, C, Visa, MA, AXP, COF, MS, GS, Schwab, Hood, they're all up big. They're all up really big, right? And those are heavily into ES. So maybe those have caught a bid more recently and are helping shove the market up. I've got to check this on a daily now. All right, so that's the tag into 34, 35s, right? There or thereabouts. Please pay yourself something if you haven't already. Please pay yourself something if you haven't already, all right? We're coming into lunch. How are we doing for the likes? Are we at 1,500 yet? There or thereabouts. Alex, do you ever reference the Spider Index ETS for looking for overall outperforming stock sectors? That's what I was just looking at then. Right, so that's why I was just looking at the finances. That's why SPY is moving. Right. FCT is the best code for you guys to use on all your prop firms. Other than Take Profit Trader, you can use code FlowZone there. But FCT, and if you want a chance of winning a free Apex account right now, just type FCT once into chat. Please don't spam. You get pulled out of the competition if you spam. It automatically pulls you out. So do yourself a favor. Type it once. Give it a minute. Let's pick a winner automatically and then just relax. doesn't matter if you're caps or not. You just type it once. All you got to do is type it once. Give you guys another 30 seconds. Sorry, guys. Going through my swing positions here, making sure they look all right. Remember, you've got, what, 3 more days left to get the funded next 100K accounts with price of 50s. 40% off on those. So code FCT40. I think 2 or 3 days left on that, and then it's gone. And then on Lucid, you can get 2 accounts 50% off with code FCT. And I think you've got until the end of month. So you've got like a few days left on that as well. Not too long left, but a few days left. All right, let's pull this winner. Brock FH1PX. Are you here, buddy? Are you here, Brock? Let me know you're here, bud. Can I tell me how many entries I get before selecting a winner? What do you mean? You all enter once. As long as you haven't spammed, you're all entered. Currently, there are 419 entries. There, nice, Brock. Okay, buddy. Email me, please, my friend. info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged into YouTube, and I will sort you out with a free Apex account. All right, so they're still pushing. Ideally, you see ES base over IB high. You should have locked some in now. Now you just got to, you just never know. You just never know. You guys might get really lucky here. But like you can see how I said 34s is so key because there are trap buyers above there. Like everything on footprint, all right, everything above here is pretty much all buy side, right? All buy side. Okay, and they absorbed right at the high and they absorbed here at 44. It doesn't mean we can't come back for it. It just means it's a little bit harder to get through it because it's buyers trapped. So sellers are trying to defend this same level they defended earlier, right here. 33s all the way up to sort of 40s. So you should have paid yourself and then you can just position yourself. If you're positioned long from down here and didn't get stopped out with me for fudge's sake, right? Stopped out once, has another go. Stopped out against at 97s. Maybe too tight. If you're positioned here, you can TP1 here, you can TP2 here, and then you can wait and see. I would say above 74s. Let me just check on the hourlies. You got a shot at 450s. You have a shot at 450s. In fact, let me just see if they turn it on what the fib says. Mr. Fib. Oh, yeah. You got a shot. It doesn't have to happen. You're in the D part of the P, right? But if just in case they turn it on, more likely is that you just stay in here all day. But if they turn it on, these are your targets, right? Edge of the red box, top side of the red box. Exactly what I would expect if they turn it on. So everything lines up, but more likely is you just chop in here for the rest of the day because this is your range. You played from lower side to top side, you paid yourself, and you're into lunch in 5 minutes, folks. So that's what I'll be watching for the rest of the day. Do not be buying long up here, please. You are like, you're going to get yourself absolutely murdered. If you're a range trader, you should be looking to fade this back down to here again. And then if you get acceptance, you get lucky for that. If you're a range trader upside, you should be looking to absorb somewhere down here in this. Market will get much, much weaker if we do some kind of fail breakout, come down, come under this and lose this bid. I don't expect that to happen. Maybe on Nvidia earnings if they miss or something, but other than that, I don't expect that to happen. I expect us just kind of base out for a while. What's the next TP for ES? Have a look. Now I've got to go back a while. You are... So you've not hit that naked POC yet. Hang on. Give you a rough area. You get thick, right? You get thick on ES 60 to sort of 68, and then you get thick, and then all the way up to 95. So basically 7,000. I don't think you get up there, but you've got like, you get thick into 60. You get really thick into 60. SPY, if SPY holds 92s, your next gamma level is up at 93s. All right, so 0 DTE. If it holds 92s, they're going to look for 93s. I'll tell you what that would be on ES if they did it. Hang on a second. Yeah, 960. 960. So same level I called on ES. It's not only is it thick, it is a big wall, a really big wall. So 960 is where they're trying to lift to, if they can get there. NQ needs to hurry up and take the highs, or it's a divergence. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's less likely that it's going to take the highs because here and above are all trap buyers. All right, so it's much more. That's why I said to you, you've got to take some profit into here. You can, if you're positioned here and you think you're willing to look for that move and sit in it, fine, but you must not be a buyer up here. If you're a range trader, you will look to defend this and sell this back down to value. We're not going to 960. Come on. I mean, that's what they've put in as their hedge, mate. I'm telling you what they've put in as their hedge. I don't fucking care what it does. I'm just telling you what they've put in as their hedge. I will show you why. Right, on the hourlies. This is where we last developed a cluster. NQ has already come up to the equivalent of this today. I want you to understand that. NQ has come up into the equivalent of this today. If we just draw something on rough like this, oh, get out of there. We draw something on rough, right, like this. You can see, look at that, 65, point of control for that area, right? And we get thick, like I said, from 60s, okay? And you want to know, have they hedged it in? Yes, they have. So don't tell me it's not possible when it fucking is possible, because they've put it in there, all right? They can absolutely go 960s on ES if they want to. That's what they've hedged in now. So it's a point of control. It's an old gap as well. And it's a resistance level. So if they want to go there, they will go there. To say that it's not going to go there and it can't do that, well, do you remember yesterday we talked about what does the average trader do? Why does the average trader lose? That's why. Because too arrogant and just go, it can't do that. It's impossible to do this. It won't do this. I've decided so. Me sitting in my armchair at home has decided it can't do that. Well, guess what? There are people smarter than you and I with trillions of dollars at their disposal. If they want to make it do something, they will fucking make it do something. Don't be so arrogant, guys. Don't be so arrogant. I'm not digging you guys out. I want you to understand, like, it doesn't matter what I think, or you think, or anyone thinks. It only matters what happens. The only thing that matters is what happens and reacting to what happens. That's all that matters ever, because they can do whatever they want. They have so much money and so much power, they can do whatever they want. He thought I was talking about NQ. Someone asked me about ES, so I was clearly talking about ES. There's ES on the screen. You thought I was talking about 960 on NQ. Where would that take us? I'll tell you what. We're not doing it today, but do you want to know the biggest wall on NQ for the monthly? It's 940. Do you want to know where the top Bollinger Band is? It's 950. Actually, no, it's not. It's 26,050, is it? Let's have a look. It's 26,050, but 940 is actually the biggest exposure on the monthly. Yeah, I mean, exactly, JD. And Brian is an absolute G. I mean, that's the best way of putting it without the cursing, right? Suspend what you believe, trade what you observe. It's from Mr. VWAP himself, right? That's exactly it. Yeah, there you go. Here's a fun fact. International banks of settlements have shared that retail volume in financial markets only consists of 5% at generous levels. We can't move the markets like institutions. I think you meant to. Yeah, exactly. You cannot. Institutions. Someone asked me yesterday when I'm reading order flows, should I read MQ or NQ? And I said, you've got to read the minis because we only care what institutional orders are doing. Institutions are not playing micros, they're only playing minis, right? So just try and give yourself edge. Our only job, really, when you really understand it, is to try and understand what a whale's doing and to get in their slipstream, right? I'll give you an example. The whales today said, hey, we're breakout. We've trapped enough shorts at the lows. We're in breakout. We want to come and test this naked point of control, right? Whales were like, we're going up. That's why at the beginning of the day I said, look, there's a very high probability chance we rip straight at the open. I didn't know we were going to rip straight up here in one go, but I said it's very high probability. So here come the whales. Here comes the money. Who trades the open with the biggest size? The biggest size of the day, right down here. Who's that? It's the institutions. Okay, net long. Go, 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 go. Okay, we get up here. Do you think they're now net short because we're up there? No. They're not net short because we're up here. They're just taking some profits. And if they think the market wants to go higher, how are they going to make the market go higher? Well, they're going to need to trap, right? They're going to need to trap under pivots, okay? Because we're in a range day, because this is a big P shape, there's less probability of this coming down here, and there's more probability of it doing this, which is why I was saying you have to be very careful here of a trap. Go back to this area here. I talked about this level, under the 300s, under the 280s. This here was retail selling, all right? So we had retail buying, retail buying, retail buying, retail stopping out and selling. You also had breakout sellers looking for the big wash, okay? What does that mean? If we look at the volume here, if the volume picks up, which it does, if we have more selling in here, guess what they can do? If you have suddenly 10,000 lots selling, which is a mixture between longs getting stopped out and short sellers market selling in, guess what they can do? They can get 10,000 lots buying to pair off, all right? Without moving the market as a rocket ship up, just quietly in here buying without anyone seeing. And then we hold a pivot, and guess what? They're now going to come up to the areas where retail last got caught long, all right? Retail bought here. So as we come up into here, they are taking some profit, right? Because if retail rebuys this again, if they're going buy, 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 well, they can just go, hey, we're just selling to them. No one's going to see us sell into them. We'll sell some into them. We're now positioned long here. We've added under here. We've taken some profits here in case. And if we get lucky as market makers, we get all the way up into here. Fantastic. That is quite literally how the market moves. The reasons trap occur is it's not like they're hunting your stop for no reason. Traps occur so that they can get positioned the other side, right? So it's always about, I need to load up. I am a huge institution. I need to add. I've been given an order. I'm long here, 10,000 lots. I've been told by my boss or my client I need to get another 5,000 lots long. All right, fine. I'm going to need to get 5,000 sellers for me to get long. Best way of doing that, fail breakdown. Pair it off. Great. Thanks. It's it. There's the whale. There's the whale. That's why we try and position with the whale. Alex got it wrong and got stopped out. He wanted the whale to hold 97s, this shelf here. Whale took me out, took my stop, ate it, said thanks very much. Right? It's how it is, guys. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys who are maybe newer or don't understand why the market moves the way it does. Done for the day before lunch. Again, 1,500 on 26 prop burn accounts. Thank you for everything, Alex. Let's see if there's a Tyson trade this afternoon. Nice work, Dave. Great work. Markets are always trying to trap one side. Yes, that's exactly how they move. So does that mean that whales are trapping other whales? Not really. They're normally buying in the same directions, unless you've got like very much less so on indexes. Normally they'll be trading the same way. On stocks, certainly, especially when you've got firms which are like just short based. You will not get firms short based on indexes. You just won't, because historically they'll lose. You will get short based firms like Citadels and stuff like that, which are like short focused on individual names. That's when they might trade against each other. Do I think high of day gets taken? Like I said, we're going to get stuck here. It may be, but we know this red box. What if I said 35s and above is all trap buyers? That's all I know. The only fact I know is that I would have, if I had been able to get this long and it worked for me, or this one and it worked for me, I would have been locking in a good chunk here. That's the only fact I know. After that, can it get higher day? Of course, it's possible. It's going to be harder because it's got to chomp through supply. But if it gets through here, it's going to look for 72s. And if it gets through 72s, it's going to look for 420s and 460s, 470s. But like I said, here is very strong supply. There's the red box, and they're selling that red box. So I don't know. That's why I'd be locking a lot in here. They've just absorbed that again, which is really impressive. But yeah, into lunch, folks. Should be a big takeaway to understand your perspective on buying and selling pressure and really dictate the result. Knowing the levels where buyers and sellers could get trapped, a game changer. Yeah. Are prop firms legit? Well, a lot of them are. Some of them I'm sure are not. The ones that I talk about here and have links to underneath are all legit. They will all pay you out. Are you trading micros or mini, Alex? It all depends on. I would talk about this all the time. It depends on the size of account I'm trading. If I'm trading 50Ks, I'm trading micros. If I'm trading 150s, I'm trading minis. If I'm trading 50Ks with big buffers and I've earned the right to, I'll trade minis. How many point stops are you from entry? It's all irrelevant, my friend. Your TP and your stops need to be based on liquidity, right? So look what just happened here. Buyers just had their stop here. They just ran those stops, absorbed it underneath, came straight back up. All right, so, and we can see it on the tape. You can quite literally see it on the tape. They absorbed. So this will now be a battle. They know that they've got to take a partial here, but they've just run these stops and absorbed it and come straight back up to that same level. But like, I wouldn't be net long now. The long opportunity was down in this range here. This was your long opportunity. This is your opportunity to take a partial, and hopefully you get more. What does lunch mean for the markets? Normally just less liquidity. Do you find it profitable to jump in after a breakout? Isn't it too late and risky? It depends what you're breaking out of, Ramos. if you're breaking out of a multi-day range, I'm going to have to go soon because I do have an appointment, but let's just leave you with this. Would I be buying the breakout of high of day here? No, right? Because we've done a big move, we're consolidating, we've come into big supply area. That's not a reason to be buying the breakout. However, when we've done a multi-day range, and this is the third attempt and stops are here, the chances of this working are very, very high because we don't have supply until up here. We're very thin. Remember, we talked about single prints. Buying this breakout here is very probable. Buying a breakout here is not very probable, right? If we based up here for a number of days, all right, and did the same thing, maybe there's an answer to buy here. If we've got room, we have room up to here, right? So maybe if we trapped here again, all right, and we had a third attempt breaking out of 25,500, could get us back up to the old 800 level, right? So again, higher time frame narrative. How many stops are in place? How much liquidity is there? Are we thin above that? Can we reprice? Is there a reason to go higher? All these questions you need to be asking yourself all the time. Buying a breakout at the right level is always a good idea, but buying a breakout at a high in supply is a terrible idea. Any reason for the big sweep of the low? What, this one just now? No, probably because someone said, hey, we need to get out, we're into supply. And the whale said, hey, I need to buy more. So let's stop out retail under here and then absorb it. And look at the candle. Big buying under there. Thanks very much. So lots of people stopped out there and they just did exactly what we talked about. This is quite literally exactly what we talked about. Stop, run, look at the candle. Everyone stops out. Where's the buying? Huge buying. Look at that candle. Huge buying. They bid under here. They absorbed it. Thanks very much. Fuck you. We're going to go again. Right? That's their game, man. That's how they can get. They can't get this much size on just buying normally. Look at that huge size. They cannot get that much size on just buying normally. They need to pair off. They have to pair off. Come I didn't buy the breakout earlier? I did. I bought this. I bought this at the beginning of the day. I can tell you exactly where I bought. I bought where the trap seller came in. Give me a second. I bought 85s. I bought 85s. Right here. Why did I buy 85s? Because in here, there was a 70 lot seller. And then right above him, a 200 lot buyer came in. And I was like, right, I'm buying that. Boom. And then I wanted to buy a pullback into 90s. All right. I wanted this to come back to 90s for me to rebid higher. All right. So I bought this, sold some. I really wanted this, and it didn't give it to me. Looking very bullish now. Very bullish. Enzo, yes, exactly. That's exactly it. Enzo asked, what do you mean by a naked point of control? Yes, a point of control that hasn't been revisited. For example, the one from a couple of weeks ago. That's exactly it. So this was dated back from the week of Monday the 9th. All right, so from Monday the 9th, we left Monday the 9th on Thursday the 12th. We've never gone back there, right? We've never gone back to all that liquidity built from Monday the 9th to Thursday the 12th. This is our first time coming back. It took us from the 12th to the 26th to come back to this level, right? So this is the first time coming back to this level, right? So this was an old balance range. We left this Thursday the 12th. We break down, we chop, we chop, we chop, we chop, we chop, we chop, we chop. Where are we going to revisit? Naked level. Boom. Just giving away fucking so much edge here for free. So much edge for free. Nvidia heading to the 200s. It's where it wants to go. It's got gamma exposure up there. Yeah. It's trying. Might not get there before earnings, but it's trying. Yeah, I'll try and watch Champions League, indeed. So institutions will need to sell heavy first in order to buy heavier to take it. They don't necessarily always need to sell heavy. Like, they can just put enough pressure on. They will have algorithms to know where buyers have like got too greedy, and they'll know how much pressure they need to put on to get down here to gobble it back up. GEX levels. It's just, so the main ones I look at are 0 DTE. It's where options dealers use hedge levels, right? It's where they price us, where they think like the maximum move will be. Because you got to remember, if they're traditionally, even with futures, traditionally futures were used as hedges, but definitely options were always used as hedges. So if they are buying commons, so if they're quite literally buying the Nasdaq, they're buying individual names and running it up. They will then take hedge positions, so they will take like puts at certain levels to minimize their exposure in case they get it wrong. All right. I want to trade multiple contracts, but M and Q too large for me. Would you recommend MYM? M and Q shouldn't be too large for you. 1 or 2 contracts M and Q shouldn't be too large for you. Yeah, you could look at the Dow, I guess, in ES. Totally up to you. Hiko, 1.3 thousand on 5 accounts. Nice work, friend. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Lower your expectations for the rest of the day. Please lower them. You're coming into value area high. Like we said, 34s and above. All right, has all been trap buyers earlier in the day. All up here is all buy side. All right. You want to be very careful coming into here. You're positioned well for that move, and hopefully it goes for you. But what I'm trying to tell you is you do not want to be a new money long up here. You are asking to get clapped. All right. The long positions, you know, you've got one of these going on right now. All right. It's just whether they can complete it or not. All right. So you're positioned long from down here or 300s. You've taken a partial. You wait and see if you get up there. Other than that, I'd probably leave it alone unless you're a range trader and you're going to look for that, you know, fade. You're going to look for them to sell this high or maybe a look above and a fail. You can play that range back down into here. Otherwise, leave alone. Leave alone. Let it consolidate. Come back tomorrow. We'll get through earnings tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, some big events, right? We've got some big news drivers tomorrow morning. Jobless claims, 8:30. That is going to be a big one, man. It's going to be a big one. So that's going to matter because we're making less and less jobs. I think you'll find unemployment rate is going up and it's getting more expensive for people to live regardless of what they're saying. We just see if they tell the truth tomorrow or they cook the books. I know which one I think they're going to do. And we'll go from there. All right, guys. Big love, everyone. Trade safe. Use hard stops. Please don't chase the market. Remember, tomorrow's a new day. All right. If you didn't get much today, even I didn't get that much. One move here and then small move here and stopped out there is what it is. Tomorrow's another day, right? We go again tomorrow morning. Take care. Be kind to each other, please. Peace and love. Everyone else, see you in Discord a bit later. I've got an appointment in 10 o'clock my time. So what's that? 1 o'clock market time. I'll be away from 1 till 2. All right. Oh, man, that's very kind of you. Thanks, Lance. I'll get a pint of Stella, mate. Well, I'm not really an IPA man, but I do love a pint of Stella. All right. Peace and love, everyone. Take care. Appreciate you all. Trade safe.